Aiudara.
Ooh.
We had arrived at our destination, but unfortunately there was a bunch of military there. Fortunately, they had their hands full after being fucking wrecked by Susio. Like, it wasn't even funny. They got, like, turned into, like, molten lead golems, and they were still alive. Wow, they're, like, begging for death, like, oh god, why? Why is this happening to us? And, we had killed them, because that was the merciful thing to do. We got into the, Fallen Star, and we started traveling through there, killing some monsters to get to Susio and Dortho. On the way, we found a little room full of plants that Maddie took interest in, and that'll come up later. Also, we found a little communications room where Sir Fluffington warned us about the impending explosion of the Eldritch Horror battery that was in the Fallen Star. So we had to hoof it real quick to we fought some mechanical forges that got wrecked by water wall. And then we finally got to a place. We had a choice. We had to either save. We had enough time to save Dortha, or stop Susio from getting the Eldritch Horror. And we picked Dorthra because we're big heroes.
Yeah, we are.
So we managed to save Dorthra, but Susio managed to get the into the room with the Eldritch Horror. In one last desperate plea and one last desperate move, Asa decided to cast a spell magic on the Eldritch Horror. It was somewhat successful, but Sushi was like, nah, I win, and he shut the door on us.
Fuck off.
Level 20 spellcasting, it's kind of...
Oh, of course. Of course.
Just flexed on us with moving with their spells. So she it looks like she might have gotten there. Like, we don't know for sure, but like she probably got the stuff. She probably got the stuff that she wanted, and is headed back to her little base down over by Brenderton. We got Dorthra and gone out of there. The whole place exploded and left a big crater. Oh yeah, before that, I forgot. I completely overlooked the plants that Maddie put the fear of God into, and decided we gotta procreate plants, procreate. And they started procreating like crazy. And when the explosion happened, a bunch of spores were out everywhere. So I'm sure there's not going to be any consequences to that.
Of course not. Why would it?
And we were just like, you know what? Let's not go back to Sovereign Hill. I'm pretty sure they're not going to like us there. So we're going to go to Mevon. And we're just like, Dorthra's still unconscious from her time in her pod that she was basically sifted into, and has been stuck in like probably the entire time she's been in there. And yeah, like we're grouped up together, and we're trying to get to Mevon right now to like basically regroup.
All right. Give me 1 second. I need to get one more thing set up correctly. I forgot to export one thing from my map tool. That may well come up.
God, we are awful players. Like, just took all the time to make Sovereign Hill and made a map for it and all that stuff and all those interesting NPCs, and we're just like, we're abandoning this place for Mevon now. Because we fucking destroyed our credibility there.
There was clearly some other things happening.
The cool thing about that map is I had multiple seasons for it. So, like, I had, like, an autumn, a fall, like an autumn, a winter, a spring, and a summer. So I could, like, change it throughout the years.
What you're
And we're
saying is
just
that
like,
map
should we go
will
back?
eventually
No,
come back.
they don't like us there.
We tried. The sequel.
Did we?
I might have. Not really, but.
almost done. I'm exporting the piece. I'm not even like overriding the whole map at this point. I'm just like grabbing pieces and then overlaying them.
Yeah.
Got my link. I need to place a new tile.
Oh yeah, since Cody didn't read through all the chat, most likely gonna go wood kineticist as my next archetype.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Makes sense.
I'm gonna lean into the deviant feat.
It's always fun to do. I always found it very rewarding when like the GM gives you like this extra thing just to lean into it as hard as you can.
Alright, this doesn't line up perfect. You know, that's close enough. That should be fine. Okay. So this is gonna be a little bit of a stranger session, probably, because I don't think I've ever done something like this in a game before. So, you all have departed from the crater site. You all have started traveling, and you are heading down along the river. You're making your way down to Mivon. Are you simply traveling by foot? Or sorry, by foot and cycle, or are you trying to catch a ride?
I think we're trying to catch a ride. Be faster that way.
We're open to catching a ride.
Yeah.
Alright, go ahead and have somebody who would want to try to flag down one of the boats on the river and give them a wave.
I'll do it.
Was this diplomacy?
Yeah, it'll be a diplomacy.
Got an 8.
I have a 13.
Alright, you go and get it, flag him down. You just show him a little bit of leg, everything will be fine.
Secret or open?
Be open.
I'll reroll it.
Okay.
There you go.
Much better.
Nice. So over the next day or two, as you're traveling down along the river here, the Slitter Strand, you end up finding a boat that is docked to the shores, just at the edge of the river, just at the edge of Lake Hooktongue. You see that the ship's captain is there, and they have a few people who have likely left the area. You can quickly put together that they're out getting some sacrifices ready for Old Hooktongue. You approach the ship, and Bo, as you go up and you try to make introductions, the captain looks over. Hey, is that Bo Rogovia? Yeah, I've heard about you. Yeah, you the one who always shouts out your name in the middle of fights, right? Oh man, it's so good to see you.
Do I recognize this person?
You do not recognize this person.
Yes. Hello. Noboru, it's nice to meet you.
You have a fan.
Have we met before?
Oh no, you and me, no, we never met before. But I sail up and down these waters every so often. I hear stories, and I've heard stories from a few people who've talked about you.
Oh,
Quick question: is he wearing the shawl, the cape, or whatever it was, the thing that gave him the you're gonna become famous?
No, that was lost in when you guys died.
that should be in my grave. If this guy has it, we're killing him. fucker robbed my grave.
Okay.
Well,
Like, that is you, right? Like, you fit the description perfectly, if I'm gonna be honest. But like, you're the one like in a fight. Our name is Bo Rogovia.
can I?
Prince to the something or another. Bow to my blade or something like that, right?
Is it just him that I see?
Yeah, he's alone on the ship at the moment, but you can tell that there are others.
Right.
But they're out hunting at the moment.
Okay. Can I make like a perception roll to see like if he's about to do something? Because like it sounds like he's like, you are Noboru, right? And he's got like a fucking gun behind his back. And like people are about. Can I like look around for anything fishy?
Yeah, this would be a sense motive. So go ahead and roll
Of course it's
perception.
fishy.
Sense motive.
This is secret.
Right. Wait, no, that's just perception, right? Sense motive was P1.
Sense motive is tied into perception.
Oh, okay.
You're like looking for clues and how they, and their behavior and all that.
Just like investigation, much to Ace's dismay.
All right, you take a moment to look this guy over. And if this guy is an assassin, he is living up to the part very well. The ship is very clearly a shipping vessel. It has everything that you would expect to be. You don't see anything that like betrays that this is anything other than a fishing vessel. Like everything is where it should be. It's off-putting for sure to be noticed, but nothing's really coming up as giving you as verifying your suspicion.
Oh, okay.
I'm turned away because I'm snorting laughing.
So says, yes, I'm Noboru Garvia. It's nice to meet you, friend.
Oh, you as well. Did you hear? The big man's back up north.
Yes, Cole Garvia has...
Of course you know. You must be down here for some mission or something or another. By the way, y'all are doing a really great job of making that place profitable. Can't say with what y'all doing for the people around there, they all seem to really fucking hate it. But for us merchants, fantastic work. Anyway, what are you doing out here?
Bo's trying, like, his damn hardest not to fucking snarl. Like the man's me and my companions are heading to Mivon. I was hoping that we may be able to catch a ride.
Maddie's just gonna interject herself between you. Excuse us, just one moment. Grab Bo forcefully, turn him around to the group. We can no longer go to Mivon.
We have to go to Mivon. I don't care if he talks about it, because Mivon could be a stopping point. It's the first port outside of the River Kingdoms. We have to go to Mivon.
You're famous now.
I understand, and...
I'm not famous. He didn't say my name.
I know what you're implying, Matty. But quite honestly, when we got to Mivon anyways, I was going to tell everyone who I was. We could talk about it on the boat. But I have to go to Mivon.
You really think that people don't like your family there? Do you really think people will want to help?
I think that people really don't like my family. And I could use that.
Oh.
To be lynched?
Hopefully not. I turn back to the man. Is there any way we could possibly catch a ride with you?
Absolutely, yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't have the best accommodations. This is a fishing vessel and trading ship and whatnot, but I mean, so long as you're fine with a comfy hammock, well, yeah, absolutely.
It'll be faster than on foot, and we'd greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah, give me a second. So that he gets down off the little, the tiny quarterdeck of this small ship.
Oh.
I mean,
What does
it's
he
not
look
like
like?
it's not like a little dinghy, but it's not like a full galleon or anything.
Yeah, what
What
is it?
kind of race is he and stuff?
Oh, this guy. Let's see.
He's just the exact same captain we kind of screwed over by outwitting him in a deal.
No.
Who, Leshy?
Yeah, the Leshy.
The
No, that
the
was,
cleric of Asmodeus,
Yeah.
Leshy? That's not good.
Yeah.
You cleric of Asmodeus? I don't recall him saying that specifically.
No.
I'm sure it's just a communication issue.
All right, let's go ahead and roll a die.
You guys gonna be mad if I free their sacrifice to hook tug again on this boat?
They are an automaton.
Oh,
See that they are a metallic being, with fairly realistic-looking features. But yeah, they are made completely out of metal.
But yeah, we're actually heading towards Mevon, so if you can give us a ride there, that'd be very helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a second. He says he heads down from the small little captain's area on the ship, and you see that he behind the side, takes out a plank and then extends it out, sliding it over the edge of the thing and letting it fall down onto the ground near you. All right, there you go. Y'all should be okay up. I'm not sure about the metal bikes things and all that, but if you're careful, I'm pretty sure you can get them up here. Just try not to break the plank, all right?
Yeah, we wouldn't want to break anything.
we'll take our time with it.
Excuse me, how much will it cost to take us to Mevon?
Oh, for Beauregard, the piece I've heard about, nothing at all.
That's extremely kind of you, friend. We're very appreciative.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Believe me, I'm gonna get so many drinks off of telling the story of having met you. It'll pay for itself in due time.
Hopefully it will.
So what have you heard about him?
Service drinks. Oh, mostly the combat stuff. He's apparently like a really strong fighter and whatnot. I've heard that he goes around with a pretty nasty crew. I assume that would be you all. Nasty not in a bad way, but like in fighting brawl and all that. Just a few people who survive some scuffles. You know, you run into bandits every so often in my profession, and they tend to talk about the people that get the better of them.
Oh.
It's a good thing you haven't run into the giant centipedes. It'd be a different story.
Oh yeah, nasty things. I like to make camp out on the actual waters whenever I can, avoid them.
Well, then you have to worry about the slugs.
Yeah, but luckily they don't really get up onto the side of the boat, and if we do, we have a special stick, and he goes behind the thing and comes back out to where you can see him, and he has a big stick that's partially dissolved in acid. Yeah, this our slug stick. If they ever hop up, we can just sort of poke them and shove them off the side.
All those times we were almost killed and all we needed was a slug stick.
Yeah, they're really
yeah, Han's
handy.
a bitch.
Well, yeah, come on up, come on up.
Yep.
Do we have to make rolls or can we just take it really slow to get the bikes
You
on?
take it real slow.
Yeah.
You maneuver the bikes on. You get them into place on the top deck. He helps open up the little grating that's at the center of the main deck. That opens it up so that way you can lower it down into the cargo hold for the rest of the trip. So that way they don't get knocked off the side.
Nice.
And by the time that you all are done getting loaded up and good to go, the couple other sailors come back and they have an animal, a dead animal in tow.
Before we leave, I want to grab a decent amount of dirt to take with me.
I got a jar of dirt. I got a jar of dirt.
All right, you got a handful of dirt.
Nice.
Oh my.
Well, probably a little more. I'll fill up a pouch in my bag.
All right, you got a pouch of dirt.
Good.
Is this the
Good.
equivalent of pocket sand or?
No. I got reasons. You'll see.
I get you.
All right, and so the ship will set sail. It doesn't take you too long. They put out the sacrifice to old Hook Tongue, and they start to sail across the waters. They get down into the river, head down the same trip that you all have done before, and over the next couple days, you all have time to yourself on the boat if you so wish. Otherwise, you all will get to Mevon.
Well, is Dorther unconscious during all this time?
Oh yes, Dorthra. Yes, Dorthra will awaken in the middle of the first day of the trip.
I've been with her at all times, so.
Her eyes blink open and she sees. Oh, hello.
Dortha!
Oh, what happened?
I just hugged Dortha.
Oh, hi. She returns the hug.
Oh my god!
Where are we? I thought I was inside of that device.
You were, but.
Oh, but
something
now I'm out? Oh,
Yeah.
that's neat. I wonder, how did I get out?
We got you out.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Are you okay?
I think so. It seems to be. I don't remember too much once I got inside. I know I was able to poke around at all the internals of the device. The thing that grabbed me seemed to wither away from something. I don't really know what was going on, but it seemed like that place had a lot of internal protections and safeguards in place.
Well, it definitely did, but we were so worried we couldn't get the door open. We've been gone for weeks.
Oh, well, that's not too bad.
Months.
Just a few weeks of months? Okay, well, that's a little bit more, that's a bit more bad.
Yeah, it's been a while since you went in there.
How long has it been? I need to adjust my calculations.
Oh god, how long has it been?
I think it was,
What day is it?
two
Over-
months?
2 months?
2-3 months?
No,
2-3 months? I
it
think?
took us like 2 months to get across Breville. And back.
We're moving at like 2 squares a day.
But then we
2
went.
X a
No.
day.
But then we went
It did
two
not
new
take us.
Stedfin. We walked 2 New Stedfin and had to go back. And then we
Yeah,
crossed.
so that would have been like 1, 2,
The
so, like,
level
you know what?
ups. The
Let's say
level ups
1,
took longer
2,
than that.
3, 4, 5, 6. Double that for 12-ish.
And then back.
Then back again. That's probably about a month of back and forth.
Right.
The level ups took more.
That took
Plus
another
they
month.
have
time
time.
than that.
And then
As
there's
is
the
as much
Meva.
time has passed as the DM says.
I think it's 3.5 months.
Yeah.
Let's go with that. That sounds reasonable.
Yeah.
What I have down, though, is that we are currently in August of the year.
Okay.
It's almost my birthday, guys.
You've been gone.
Never gonna let that go, Steve, are you?
No, Steve never will.
Oh, that is deeply unfortunate. Are we
You've
able to
been
go back?
To the ship, or
Yeah, to the device. I was on a really, really good lead for a few minutes until the thing, well, I don't really know. You see, I found these 2 altars, and they had these skulls in them and fire eyes. And I was really curious about that, and I talked to them, and it seemed like they were associated with some type of planar energy, and they got really inquisitive and interested in me. And then I started talking back to them, and I figured out that if I placed my hand on them, I could actually interact with the vessel itself. And I started to be able to track down, and she just starts going on this ramble of all these things that she did, until she says, and then I fell asleep.
Torthra. In order for us to try and get you out of the ship, we went to go and try and rescue you, but we couldn't open the door. So we went all the way back to Terrast's tower and went on this really crazy trip to who knows where, and got another person who sort of looks like you, named Susio, and made this big thing where, like...
Susio, yes, I've heard that name before. Aras told me never to go talk to her.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh
Why?
no.
What's up?
Susio blew the ship up.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Either way, I'm pretty sure that I gathered enough that I'm going to be able to work around it.
But the ship's gone.
Well, that's fine. I still gathered enough. I just need time. Where are we? Can I start working?
We're
If
on
I
a
can get back to
ship-
my workshop.
We're on a ship to Mivon right now. We're almost there.
Oh, I get to go to Mivon this time? Oh, that's really cool. I'm really looking forward to it. I really wanted to go last time, but it wouldn't let me.
Yeah, I think it's good that you're coming with us this time. You were unconscious for a little bit.
Oh, okay. I can still make do. It'll be nice when I can get back to my workshop at Sovereign Hill. That's where I have most of my stuff already set up, and then I'm pretty sure that I can make something that will help me do what I'm looking to do.
I don't know if Sovereign Hill will like us very much.
Why not? What happened?
Well, when we were on the way to, go to the ship to rescue you, which is also where all the star metal stuff that people are crazy about, like, there were already camps set up for it, and nobody was doing anything about it. Like, Susio just freaking... she just kind of ruined everything, and so therefore, because she ruined everything, that means because we brought her there, we kind of ruined everything, and now I don't think Sovereign Hill is gonna be a good place for us to hang out anymore. I
No,
don't know.
that's unfortunate.
It's pretty complicated. I mean, I guess we could always just try and kind of maybe sneak in and get your stuff. That would be that would be possible. Maybe, but
So the city is still okay? Oh, I thought you said that. Okay. I thought when you mentioned that Susio was in the area that she destroyed it. Her nickname is Calamity's Forge, after all.
yeah, I don't think she destroyed. I don't think she destroyed the city. We were a little ways away from there with the ship and everything. So.
Oh, good. That'll be nice. But we're going to Mivon. I was really looking forward to Mivon. How longer do we get there?
Not too much longer. I think we're pretty much there, but
Oh, this
Well,
is
this
still
would be
day
towards
one.
the start of the journey. You'd be like up here on the river at this point.
So a few days.
well, wait, well, we'll probably get there in a couple more days, probably.
Oh,
I
neat.
think.
Okay, cool. Looking forward to. Where's everybody else? Are they still here? Is everybody else fine?
Kara's like literally around the corner, letting Core finish her little dialogue,
Um,
and
yes,
then walks in.
yes, everyone is here. So is Bo and Maddie and Kara.
Yeah, it's me. Hey guys.
I heard they were going to Mivon this time, and I'm not going to be left behind.
Yeah, you're not gonna be left behind. But we got some things that we have to talk about.
Oh, okay. What's up? What do we need to talk about? Oh, by the way, when I was inside the device, I found this information, and I'm pretty sure that from it, I can build a device that might be able to figure out what happened to Arask.
That would be very helpful. But yeah, like it's been some. It sounds like Core covered a lot of the stuff that's been going
Well,
on.
I tried. I know it was more complicated than that, but
But yeah, we got
for a quick catch up and everything.
Yeah. But like the Cliff Notes part of it, the important parts is that we got Bo and Maddie back, so they're back. You don't have to worry about them anymore.
They're okay now. Well, that's good. I was
that's
worried
good.
about them for a little bit until I went unconscious.
Yeah, a nap will help. A nap will definitely help with dealing with stuff like that. It clears the mind.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
though
guess,
apparently it was a multi-month-long nap. I have a lot of
Yeah.
catching up to do.
yeah.
And also, I gotta recalibrate everything. I was working on this device, and I guess it's just not gonna work anymore because it's gonna be months in advance. So, she just starts rambling about something that she was building back in Sovereign Hill.
Yeah, but I remember in Sovereign Hill we looked in your little safe you had there, and you took something with you in the into the star. Was that important?
Oh, those
I
are
didn't
just my
see-
tools.
Yeah, those were just her tools. But apparently,
Did you
she
happen to
found-
get them?
No, we were trying to catch you as fast as we could. And when we went back, we didn't see anything that we could use to actually get in the star, so we had to improvise a bit. Of course, said we found this person named Susio, and we thought they could help us get into the place, but apparently they're not a great person.
Yeah, Darther just said that Tarask was just never talked to Susio ever, apparently.
Yeah, you know that
So-
eldritch creature that was stuck in the skulls? Yeah.
Oh, the skulls were actually contained devils.
Oh. Well, whatever they were, Susio probably has gotten away with them and is planning on doing some stuff.
Wait, devils? Is there a difference?
A difference between
That's-
what? Devils and eldritches?
Devils and eldritches and the whole, void stuff?
Yeah, so there's a big difference. It's actually really interesting. You see, like inside of reality, there's all these different planes and different places where things manifest different ways based on different rules. And
Uh-huh.
things that are called eldritches exist outside of all that in this weird place of all this freaky chaotic magic that hasn't yet been solidified into something. It's all
Oh.
wild and all over the place, and they take different wild shapes and they don't obey the normal rules. but they always seem to want to come in here
Hmm.
into like what we would call, I guess, our reality. Whereas devils are a part of that. They grow in just a completely different type of a plane of reality, something that's still like us, but with a different set of rules.
So, I guess if I had to put it in one way, there's a circle, which is where we are. Then there's another circle where all this dark void stuff is. And then there's another circle with devil stuff?
Well, so sort of like this, and you see that she like uses like a finger to show like a little wispy energy. So we got a circle.
Mm-hmm.
Then here in this circle, this is us. And then
Uh-huh.
over here in this circle is devils, and they're both inside of the big circle.
Oh.
And then out here is the Eldritch stuff, and then she like draws another circle outside of the big one, and draws an arrow like into the other circle.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There was other people who tried to explain this to me, and I really didn't get it. But this is actually much better.
It just means
Alright.
that devils are a little bit nicer.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I guess so.
Okay, anyway,
They're
we
apparently
need to,
very trustworthy.
Really?
Yeah.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are. They always say exactly what they mean, to the letter. You can always trust them to be exactly honest with what they say.
I don't know about that, but I don't know too many devils.
Yeah, I don't either. All I have is Rast notes on dealing with them, and how he. Oh well, hang on. No, I'm not supposed to talk about that part.
Oh.
Okay.
Well,
We'd like you to. It'd be definitely good if you could help us find a RAS. That'd probably be a lot of help for us. But we need to address the whole you running off thing. You really shouldn't be running off without us, without telling us where you're going. Well, you told Core where you're going, but running out without us is not okay. Like, you were stuck in there for a month, and we had to do a whole lot of stuff to get you out.
Well, I'm sorry that you had to do so much, but I was just doing what seemed right at the moment. I mean, that's what I was supposed to do, right?
I did say that to you. Yeah.
Yeah, what's right isn't always... What you think's right isn't necessarily what always is right. Like,
Then how do you know?
That's a longer discussion about how to tell what's right and wrong.
Kara,
Well, I'd be really interested to learn.
Well, I'll be really interested to teach you.
I think what matters more is that Dorthra is here again, and we can't really change what happened. So how about we just change what we're not gonna, what we don't know yet?
Yeah, I'm just saying that we need to... I just don't want it to happen again. Because, like, we were worried about you, and I just don't want you running off without us.
Well,
I'm gonna do it like Eras put us in charge of looking after you, and we want to look after you. Well, I want to look after you.
Okay, I guess that makes sense. I know, it just seems like you all were running off to do your own thing, so why couldn't I, you know?
Yeah, there was that, huh?
Yeah, it's not always. We don't always do the best that we should. But since you're here, I can finally teach you how to juggle.
Oh, I've been really interested in that.
Yeah, we're gonna take a few days to get to Mevon, so I guess it's not the most stable place to actually learn to juggle, but we can give you like the first heads up on it. And when you're ready, we can go say hi to everyone, let them know that you're okay.
And I can give you some of my paper so you can maybe start trying to build new things that, you know, that you want to make, you know?
Oh yeah, I had this really cool idea. Can I get a piece of paper?
Yeah.
Get some.
She takes a sheet of paper and she does like a very basic origami fold.
Ooh.
Makes a frog. Pushes the bottom of it, it jumps. I had that idea. I
That's a
read
good
about something
idea.
like that. Apparently there are people who can do really complex stuff like that. It's really fascinating and I really hope to learn more about it soon.
Oh, well, I mean, Levant has a library. I wonder if they have anything about that in their library.
I hope so. There'll also be a lot of paper there.
Yeah! Though, to be fair, a lot of the paper there already had a lot of the words written on them. So, I don't know if that's
True
like a
enough, true enough.
drawing paper. But I bet there is paper, yes.
All right. It's good to have you back. Do you want to go say hi to everyone?
Yeah, sure. It's gonna be a few days till we get to Mivan, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
Do you feel okay to get up?
Yeah, why wouldn't I? She starts to
you're
get up,
asleep a
but
lot, you might be
clearly her
sore.
legs are not supporting her well, and she topples over.
Oh no! I like help her up a little bit. Are you sure you're okay?
My legs aren't working. Strange. I wonder why that is.
It's
Well,
because
yeah.
you've been in sleep for like months. Just like your whole body is probably atrophied a little bit from not moving around.
Can you
We
feel
get used
your,
to it.
Can you feel
Do we have
your
any
legs?
medals?
Do we?
Medals?
Yeah, something that I can use to craft with.
We'll look at the bag of holding.
Um,
Start sifting through it.
I,
Let's see. We have arson's tools. We have an arson toolkit. We have 2 sets of them. I don't know what we're using these for. Now ladder. Climber
Ooh,
kit.
could I use your ladder? Do you still need
Yeah.
it to be a ladder?
No, I think we're fine without the ladder. Like, it's not super expensive anyway. It's like 3 copper pieces. You just do whatever you want with it.
yeah.
Okay, she takes the ladder. She starts breaking off pieces and recombining them until she eventually is able to make a very, very shoddy version of what's it called? Of support
A
The
crutch?
crutch.
to help me
Yeah.
out. Yeah, crutches.
A hobbling stick.
Yep, her lower 2 arms deal with that part, while the
Tiny
upper 2 arms are
Tim.
available. There we go. Now I can move around.
All right, good, good.
Just make sure you don't put too much pressure under your arm.
Oh no, it's fine. I could cycle between my arms. You see? And she swaps out the lower arms for the middle arms.
Oh, that is true. Well,
Alright.
hopefully this will also help get your legs working back to proper order again. As long as you get them moving, I think it should be okay.
Yeah, let's go. Let's see everyone else and let them know you're okay.
All right, Dorothy follows along with you.
Morning, guys. Oh, we got Dorthris finally woke up. She's moving around again.
Yeah.
Maddie stands up from where she's sitting. Yeah. Welcome back to the land of the awake.
Oh yeah, I thought you were dead. I'm glad that you're not.
I was. So am I.
Ah,
Kind
well, I
of.
was asleep, and now I'm not. I guess we both woke up. That's good.
Yeah, I guess you could put it that way. And there's Bo.
It's good to see you again, Dothra.
Hey, it's good to see you, Bo.
And Asa.
Hi, Asa. How are you?
I'm not there.
Oh
I'm
god.
not hanging out with everybody.
Apparently.
It's a small boat. Where the fuck is she?
I'm sitting on the bow of the ship, reading, like on the bowsprit. Just lashed myself to it a little bit, and I'm reading.
Rope.
Well, Asa was there, and now she's over there reading a book somehow.
Hi, Asa. She hollers up.
Hello.
But yeah, yes, everyone's here.
That's good. I'm glad that nobody's dead. Sorry that y'all had to go through all of that.
Well, it's okay. We got you back in the end, and everything's okay.
Maddie just kind of waves her hand up.
Well,
We're dealing with it. Let's just say we're dealing with it.
yeah, mostly okay.
Maddie goes to do the hand thing again, and then stops, but decides against it.
We have a lot of stuff to do in Yvonne that I'm aware of, and we at least definitely know our way around Yvonne pretty well. So I'm sure there's lots of places where we'd like to take you, and maybe some places that can be useful. I do remember though, Mivon's not really like a magic place, so you're probably not gonna have the easiest time finding like magical stuff, but might be able to learn some other things.
You should expect us to have trouble when we get there. Just be ready to leave aggressively if needed.
Really? Trouble? You think so?
It
Maddie
depends
does
on
not
factors.
look at Bo.
Oh,
Let's just try not to draw attention to ourselves. I'm thinking like Mivon's a good place to go for now, but I'm thinking about some other places that we can head towards. At least that I want to head towards.
well, yeah. Just Mivon's one of the only places that we actually are probably like, we have at least a symbol of House Kilvis on us and stuff.
And that might be good or bad, depending on how they react to Bo's reputation.
Well, considering the sailor guy was like, oh yeah, I've been fighting and stuff, and it's mostly been from bandits, and so that's not really from Mivon, is it?
We'll see.
I guess we'll see. Anyway. Also, Dorthra made a frog out of paper.
Cool.
I like put the paper frog down, like press my nail on it like that, and then it like hops.
Boink.
See?
But yeah, you two just relax. Dorothy, you get your strength back. Get some feeling back into your legs, and then hopefully you'll be good by the time we get back to Mivon. I don't know how long this stuff usually takes.
Oh, of course, that's just a few days.
Yeah.
What I can do is I can make sure I move Dorthra's legs, so muscle growth can be stimulated, and that will probably help improve circulation, and then we'll try making sure she can stand up on her own.
Alright, Core, you're in charge of that.
Got it.
All right, and so Core and Dorothy will hang out a good bit for the rest of this journey, doing physical therapy.
You bet.
I have something I'd like to do with everybody.
Absolutely.
Probably.
No,
All
I'm
right.
not doing group games.
Never mind.
Darn it, we can't play shit
Uh,
here. Goddamn.
Probably
No icebreakers.
later that night, Bo
Two
will
truths and a lie.
gather a party. And he will have the dirt out in front of him in a room. And the dirt is in a rough shape of the country of Brevoy. And once he gets everyone in there, he says, I have a plan. And considering that we're going to Mivon, and that, as Maddie mentioned to me, there could be danger, I want you all to know what potentially we are walking into. But first, make it clear, because we're going into Mivon, and because that I could get into a lot of danger, that I don't expect any of you, if you do not want to stand by my side when we go in there. And don't take that as in I'm saying that you are my enemy or you aren't my friend. I'm saying this as your friend. That when we get to Mivon, I may be put in a lot of danger because of choices I'm going to make. And I don't want any of you to get caught in that if you don't want to. So I want to make that clear before I tell you my plan, so that if your answer is I won't be a part of this, that's completely fine. Now, I'm going to start a rebellion. I, of course, have nothing right now outside of my name. But as much as I lament my history and my ancestors and the things they've done, my name does carry weight. And some things can be done because of it. Coral is a terrible being. He's a destroyer. He's the conqueror. And when he came to Brevoy, he took a country that was many city-states, but mostly 2 countries in name but not in power, and destroyed them. You see, and he will take out a dagger, and he will sort of draw a rough line into Brevoy that sort of bisects it into north and south, from the west of the mountains to New Stefan. You see, before Coral came there, Brevoy was a lot like the River Kingdoms, where there were many different people, different lords that would claim areas and whatnot, but there was no real structure. The only people that did have structure were the Isians and the Aiudara. The Isians took up the north side of Brevoy. They were basically pirates. They would go around and hit different boats along the river, rob people. They were actually one of the River Kingdom's first river pirates, but they fled towards north to actually make themselves a country. The Sotovas were one of them that were the founding leaders, and they sort of became ahead of Izia over the years. The south was the Aiudara. They had Rosslyn. Rosslyn was pretty much what we would know as Brevoy today. It is regulated people. They were run by a family. They had laws. They were very strong. But because of resource lackings, they didn't have much farmland, but they had some. They had no access to any sorts of ports because the Sotovas and Isians would not let them go to the north to reach out to the other people. And to the south was the wildlands, where you had to cross an entire country that no one did to get to the River Kingdoms. Because of this, the Isians in Rosslyn were stuck into a stalemate until Coral came. Coral wiped the slate. The Isians, they sort of buckled and yielded under pressure to Coral and joined his army. And the Aiudara, they fought to the bitter end, but they weren't enough. Coral took over the country, and the rest is history. Rosslyn became a city-state. Izzy is no more, and all families served under the Rogavians. Now, I want to use that to my advantage. I, of course, want to take back the throne. But to do that, I'll need an army. I need to get House Sotova and the Aiudara people on my side. So I have a plan. It's a multi-stage plan, but going down to Mivan is the first. I plan to talk to House Kilvis. I plan to tell them who I am, if they don't already know. And I hope that they'll hear me out and that we can make a contract. But I want them to sort of work as my word of mouth to pass on the message that a rebellion has started. Propaganda is a very strong thing. Coral knows this, I know this. I want to spread message not only in Brevoy, but elsewhere. And the Aiudara people, even the ones in Mivan, they have a wide reach. They know different families. They can spread talk. House Kilvis has the funds for posters. They have people that could help. And in return, I hope to promise them Rosslyn back. It would be under my stead, but they would have almost complete control, with the royal kingdom over and needing to step in if it was to help them or to make sure that the country is stable. On top of that, I plan to make a pact with them that an Aiudara of their choosing would always be handed the king as long as a Golarion is on the throne. Their people would be lords in my court, and they would have immense power. But that's only stage one. That's the outer force. Mivan would work as a sort of staging branch for an army. It would work as a staging branch for the propaganda center, and House Kilvis would work as, hopefully, a way to get the word out. Then I would probably head to Brevoy. But that is going to be a lot harder. As much as I want the Aiudara people, it's the people in Rosslyn that matter, the people in Izia that matter. Because without the actual people of Brevoy to fight back against Coral, I'm fighting for nothing. I am a false king that's not supporting my people taking a false army to retake the ground. I want to unite Brevoy again. So I plan to talk to both the Aiudara people and Rosslyn and what remains of the House Sertova and Izia, and give them both plans. I want to remake Izia and Rosslyn to what they were before, and hopefully they accept my deal. But these are long, far out potential plans. They are going to take a lot. I also have an idea to go after the artifacts that Coral has left spread out. I like them all. They all have some sort of power, and it could help my claim to the throne. But more importantly, the crown. If I can get the crown, then you know how rich people are, the lords and ladies, they'll see that as some sort of sign. The common folk may as well. I hope this will be enough, but it could end almost immediately. If I get to Mivan and House Kilvis wants to kill me for being a Golarion, they're going to do it. I can't stop it. But without their help, without their support, without Mivan, the rebellion dies before it even starts. I have no other choice but to go to them. So again, if any of you do not want to stand with me, if you do not want to claim partnership with me, if you want to distance yourself from me for your own safety, I understand. And I might even encourage it. But that is the basis of my plan.
I think your plan has a major hole in it.
Such as?
What do you bring to the table?
I could be the one that can unite Brevoy. I have an actual claim to the throne. Royals, they take that seriously. And on top of that, it sounds courageous. The prodigal son come back from the vanishing to take down the tyrant returned from hundreds of years lost ago. There's power in folklore, and I can hopefully utilize that to be a figurehead. But also, if the Aiudara people want this back, they won't just work with the Izians. And as House Sertova wants to take it back, they won't work with Rosslyn. Just off the back. I believe I can unite them. I believe I can offer them both something that will be beneficial enough to them that they will come together, and that army a united Brevoy that there never has been will finally be enough to defeat Cor. Because if they were united back then, none of the Rogavi line would exist.
I honestly don't think it's gonna work. Like, the biggest problem that you're not addressing is in Brevoy. It's Susio. Susio has basically made claims that she's going to basically take over the continent, and Brevoy is just a stepping stone to that.
I can't do nothing about Susio. Their power is unbelievably beyond us. By far.
Yeah.
They come from a different plane. And if they claim that they want to take Brevoy first and then the rest of the continent with whatever their power is and make some sort of mindless army that's better than Korul's, they're going to do it. But if potentially I could take back the throne and have a united Brevoy, then we'll have our own army. And we'll have something that could potentially stop Susio before they get even started. But as we stand, we have nothing to stop them.
We might have something. Like, Dortha says she might have a way of finding a Rask. And a Rask I still feel is the best bet to actually deal with Susio.
The Rask doesn't care. It's made clear enough by how little he interferes. He may have something grander. He believes that the universe or other planes are his to guard, and if that's the case, fair. He has a bigger picture. But we don't matter to him. He should have told us more. He should have shown up. He should have done anything. But I can't waste my time going on a wild goose hunt for a man that ran away. He's given us a lot. I owe him. But I owe Brevoy more. I can't go chasing after the Rask. I have to do my duty and try to save my country.
I think going to Mivon first is a mistake. I think that you don't bring anything to the table. You're going to your... regardless of your point of view, from their point of view, an enemy is coming to them and saying, let's work together, when you don't have anything to support what you're trying to do. If you want Mivon, they gotta be later on.
Honestly, like, from what you said about the Outdoori, it sounds like what you're offering them is a second place medal. Like, you'll have
Offering
all
the
the
country
power
back.
after me.
It's more than that. That was the bare bones of it. They would basically have the country back. They would just be under the kingdom. But only in the direst of matters. Just to make sure that Brevoy stays united.
I get you feel very strongly about this, so I'm not going to try to talk you out of it. I'm just saying that it doesn't sound completely sound to me. I think you should probably workshop it a bit.
The idea of bringing something to them, having my own force, or having a material thing that could be of worth to them, that they would take this leap, is so beyond my grasp. I can't go out and just gather my ragtag army of people. I have no feats outside of the name.
Whoa. Like, we're in the River Kingdoms. Getting up ragtag armies is what people do here. That's all they do here. Kingdoms rise and fall because people grab ragtag armies and start to do shit.
Mercenaries!
And I hope that House Kilvis could potentially talk to them. But I can't go down there as nobody and spend years trying to build an army and then take a bunch of foreigners to Brevoy and take back the crown. If I want to do this, I have to do this right. I have to go to Brevoy and get Brevoyans.
And not arguing with that point at all. That does kind of make sense to me. I think you're still gonna need your ragtag army, but that's beside the point. But I think the issue here is just, I don't think Mivon will go for a plan in which you don't have anything to support the idea yet. Maybe you don't need the army yet. You talked about the artifacts, right?
The artifacts. If I could get the crown, it could give me some sort of claim that these houses would see that, like I said, folklore is a very powerful thing. But
Then I think you have to have that before you can ask for Mivon's help, because right now they're just gonna see you as an easy target.
Yeah, I think I'm actually with Maddie on this one. Just like if you spent your time gathering these artifacts and maybe building up your reputation and like getting some actual like mercenaries on your side or any kind of like ragtag group that you can group together, at least it's something to bring to Mivon and say, hey, we can do this. It might take more time than you want, because it sounds like you just want to get it done now, and I understand that. But this might take years.
And
It is gonna take a very long time. It sounds like a really hard thing to do.
the artifacts are definitely on my list. And you're right. It could be beneficial to go for them first. I had a plan to do research to hopefully find leads on them, to hunt them down. If I could get all of them, that would be grand. But the ring, of course, is out of the question. And I don't know where the others are, but the crown is what I'm looking for. If I could get that first, yes, that would be beneficial.
Bo, unfortunately, I think that Maddie is completely right. You have nothing to offer anyone. You have nothing. You're no one. Right?
I am.
So there's no reason for anybody to follow you or do anything or do any sort of risk or upset the tentative sort of, I don't know, armistice as they have here in the River Kingdom. Coral is not great, but as long as he doesn't start encroaching upon others, which he may because he's Coral the Conqueror, everyone's going to ignore him for a time.
He already has moved. The Starfall, he moved his armies outside of Brevoy.
That'll be seen as extenuating circumstances because
Everybody moved to
everyone
the
moved there.
Starfall. Yes. But I think the idea of you doing feats of getting your name known, already the captain of the ship knew who you were and that you were, well, the only reputation you have right now is braggadocious, which isn't great, but it's a starting point. People are talking about you. You need to be known. You need to be someone that people go to. You need to have things that you have done that you can tell people about that will make them trust you. I understand that your family name is extremely important to you and that it does carry some weight. But deeds are going to matter much more than that. No one believes in a sort of mandate from the gods that certain people are destined to rule a country.
Yeah, do you know that your party doesn't even have a name either? Like, who's gonna take that seriously?
Actually, thinking about it, death is not the worst thing Mivon could do to you. I
don't
wouldn't
know, they
tell
could,
you.
like, ransom you. If
That's
you think that
exactly what I would do. I would put Bo in a box and wait for Coral the Conqueror to show up and be like, hey, leave us alone. We'll give you this kid who is related to you if that's important. And if not, hey, we string you up to a pole and beat the shit out of you, make people happy. Even though Coral's right outside the gates.
Well, Bo, I mean, not that I think you don't have good qualities or anything like that, but I guess other than being strong, what other good things are you capable of doing, do you think? Like, if image is so important, maybe there's other things that you may want to be able to display for other people to, really want to follow you.
Sure. Work on my image. Yes, no, that's what's said. But and I can do that. But I'll try my best. But I can't spend decades paddling around to make a name. I'll go for the crown, and hopefully I can do things along the way. But
Be like a upstart who's always in the books and, to get really. I don't know. Is that really a thing that happens?
I think what we're all saying at this point is just like we want to support you. We just don't think going to Mevon right now is the best idea. If you want to
Well-
do it, then no, I'm not gonna stand in your way, but I just don't think it's necessarily. It could work out for you, but it's just I'm not. I wouldn't put
I
money on
don't.
it.
I don't think going to Mevon is necessarily the worst idea. But going to House Kilvis, trying to rouse your rebellious army from it, that might not be the best idea from the get-go.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mevon's okay, but yeah, I know I'm not very smart about a lot of this stuff. I don't really get what's happening a whole bunch because this stuff is very confusing. But I mean, but I do know that at least that I am more than happy to help in any way that I can, and I want to.
it's very kind.
We're gonna have to. We're gonna be rebuilding our resources. So finding any clues about the crown can definitely be on the list, because we kind of lost the tower and all of its resources.
Yeah, that's bad. But do you think that Mevon's library is big enough that maybe they have those artifacts that you're wanting to look for?
There's a chance. That was booked before. That went on about the ring that we saw, and we do have platinum access in that. It's hard to say.
Someone in Mevon most likely knows about about all the artifacts. The cost of obtaining it is probably going to be expensive, but it is a good place to look.
Which reminds me, our graves, Matty, with all of our things there. I had all the gold and winnings from the tournaments and the job. So there's a lot of things there. Plus a coin of House Gilvis, a marking, and I'd like my mask back, honestly, but there's a lot of things.
I definitely think we should go down there, but I think before we head that direction, we should probably do some research, because walking, killing trees is kind of weird. Someone's got to know something about it.
Sure.
Probably. I never went there, so doesn't sound nice.
And Forrest just randomly gets up and says, "Get the fuck out." Kind of weird.
Well, maybe you can talk to them this time.
I am a very good negotiator. I know enough fire will bring that forest down.
That's true. Yeah, that would do that. Yeah.
But there will also be a village somewhere in that forest, and if we started hurting random people, that would probably be bad.
Oh.
Could be the trees were some sort of security system.
Yeah. But what's all the I don't like talking about this. What's all the stuff that you think was buried with you? That, I mean, you mentioned the mask and other stuff and equipment, but was there anything else that was really important?
Hundreds of gold.
Oh, money. Okay, yeah, that's important. But I guess anything else other than that?
My cloak of repute was there. That'll help with making a name.
Yeah. Our weapons were magical.
That's true. There was
So there were-
some potions. I believe I had an anti-plague and an antidote.
Do you think they're still viable after being in the ground for a few months?
Hard to say. I want the money. That's basically what I want.
Sometimes we go into really old places and they still have potions. The shelf life on magical potions is thousands of years.
That's very true.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you have a very good point. Yeah.
Yeah, you probably noticed that sometimes they have a more vinegary taste. That's the effect of time.
Oh, is that what
And
that
poor
is?
magecraft.
Ooh.
Let me just say.
Sometimes both.
Oh, so like. Oh. Ooh.
Alright, I might as well go ahead and tell you guys now, like, I'm thinking about, I want to, take Dorthra and see if I can get her to go, if they'll allow her to go to the refuge that Karsus, lives in.
Well,
I think that'll be a better place than Yvonne.
sure, but what does Dorthra want to do?
Well, I think she'd be happier in the refuge because there's more magic there than Yvonne, so
Well,
I can ask her
how-
about it.
Yeah, ask her. Don't just, I'm gonna take you here. That's weird.
Anyways, I'm not entirely sure I agree with your position on Arask. Yeah, some more word, a word or something would have definitely been handy.
Something.
But for all we know, Arask is been captured or something.
But he sent the note to get Dorthra.
At the very beginning, 3 months ago.
Fair.
We don't know what Arask was up to. Clearly, Arask was tied into some weird ass fucking shit. But we really don't have any hard points to look at. I'm thinking one of the things I'd like to look into is figuring out what Arask has been up to. Even like outside of this disappearance, Arask had a lot going on, and I think we need to start figuring out exactly what. Because with Susio around and everything, we're gonna start feeling the effects of these of whatever was happening.
Yeah, my priority right now is to find Arask if we can. If we have a lead, then I'm gonna follow it. If you need help with your rebellion you're setting up, I'll be there when you need me. But my priority is still gonna be Arask.
It's completely fair. There was another point that I wanted to bring up. We've been doing a lot of work and going from one place to another for, well, you all have for about the last 6 months. Me and Matt, we had the thing, but I need time off to do this properly. Now, if any of you want to come with me, that's fine, but I'm probably going to have to go to certain areas, and it's probably not going to be in the search of Arask, so we may need to split up for a good bit of time.
It's understandable.
Honestly, we'll probably have to start doing some solo travel. Anyways, we need our resources are spread pretty thin, and we really don't have anything. We always had the tower as a fallback point. We no longer have that, so we
Yes.
kind of need to build up some contacts, allies, books, whatever. Like, we just don't have anything.
Speaking of which, you just reminded me, Asa, when you have a moment, can you use your sending spell to contact Sir Fluffington to let him know that Susio might be trying to take over the tower and that he might need to get the hell out of there?
Can it reach? Does the sending spell go across dimensions? Or planes, rather?
Car has no idea.
Looking that up.
Let's see. Because in 5e, it you can send it across planes, but it has a 25% of failure.
Right.
There's no
Ooh.
issue with it. It just said, oh no,
It's-
range is
yeah,
planetary.
planetary. So it has to be on the same planet.
And is that the Astral Sea? Because we went to the Astral Sea. What is that?
So what's the best way that I can put this? Here, let's make a blank page. We're gonna do a real cruddy diagram. All right.
We
so,
need tokens to see.
Can't see it.
let me get rid of the.
There we
Okay,
go.
very good. Okay, so let's say we have material plane right here. All good stuff. This has all of the planets, the galaxies, the different spheres. All that stuff is within this bubble. Material. There you go. Can even add a name to it. Now around that, over here, we're gonna have the inner planes. And over here, we're gonna have the outer planes. Technically, the material plane is nested inside of these, and the inner planes nest inside of that, and the outer planes are outside of that, and so on. But for simplicity, let's just look at it this way real quick. So we got these three sort of layers. This space here from the material plane to the inner planes, that's the ethereal plane. From the material plane to the outer planes, that's the astral sea.
Right, but where's the thing in Araska's tower?
So that would be a demi-plane, which exists also in this spot here.
So not planetary, gotcha.
Alright. Never mind then.
Boom, boom.
Something else I'll be looking into during this time, I think, is this wooden aspect of our bodies now. We kind of need to figure out what's happening there and if we're going to suddenly kill over from a splinter.
It's a good thing to look into.
I can't do my best to try and medically research anything like that. It's definitely new to me, but I'm sure there's something I can figure out.
Go for it.
Well, I suppose it's time that I talk about. Mivon doesn't deal in any sort of magical anything, which means that it's completely ripe for me to open a magic shop and sell magic to everyone, because none of them deal with it. So I would like to do that in Mivon, if that's where we're staying. I'm not particularly tied to the town, except for that one advantage. I would also like to know things that are happening. And so I may start hiring, I don't know, probably like orphans or something, to acquire knowledge for me. Until I can make more money and then acquire people with a farther range.
I'm gonna hire orphans or something. Gonna start
They're
a
so
sweatshop of-
cheap.
Gonna hire sort of
They're so
sweatshop
cheap.
of information.
All you have to do is give them half a penny and they're fine.
Didn't you hire orphans
One bowl of
last game?
gruel, they're ready to go. Huh?
Didn't you hire orphans last game?
No, I saved orphans.
Saved orphans.
And then hired
Yeah.
them.
By giving them jobs.
And then by giving them jobs, and then I well, no, we
Destroyed that
saved them
capitalistic planet.
from the Oblex.
Oh, you absolutely did.
Yeah,
and then
and
you
then
saved them from poverty by giving them jobs.
I think we just gave them the planet. We're like, this is for you. Take it.
That planet's destroyed. You fucked that planet up. They are destroying
City's
capitalism.
destroyed. There was a whole lot of other shit on that planet.
Oh
For
yeah.
the record, my favorite thing about that was just like, and here's how this society works at a super high level. Oh, I hate it. I'm gonna destroy it. It's gonna take a lot of work. Oh my god, 5 minutes. Narrow. Took 5 minutes. What is wrong with you?
It's
Yeah,
done.
like Leroy
She
took
did it.
that advice so seriously, and he was just like, I did it. Like even though he's a paladin, he's just like, okay, look, okay, I get that there was injustice happening, but like we're not here to do that. We're here to do other things.
And I'm over here. Ozymandias just like, I did it an hour ago. It's done.
And Leroy's just like, God, Bahamut, why? Why have you given me this degree? And then he died, so... Oh, God. Anyway, other than the orphan plan,
I really don't give any sort of care about what you guys think about my plans. You all have stupid plans, so might as well join it.
I don't know, what would a smart plan be?
Not anything we're doing.
Nothing they're doing, you said? I mean, because that makes sense. I'm just saying.
Anyway.
I'm not smart. I don't make smart plans.
We could let Lunaria know what's going on with Susio if we can get in contact with her.
Yeah.
But their business is probably not really gonna take Susio anywhere if Susio wants to do the whole destroy. Well, I don't know.
I thought Lunaria was more about the gibbering mother things.
Yeah.
The void, yeah.
I'm not exactly 100% sure what their purview is. I just thought maybe like better for her to know than not.
Yeah, well, I mean, like she literally took. Wait, no, I don't know that she literally told you that. You literally talked to her.
I know, like she said that, but like it's just like it's not necessarily her entire purview. Like I don't know where the architects go in that purview because technically they're not from this planet.
No,
So-
but like Susio wants to, like, still, be like, the void, gross. But I'm also going to abuse the people of this planet to go to my, but like, oh, I'm just gonna make them my army because they were useless anyway, and apparently all life sucks until I have something to do with it, and like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a very apt description of what I was thinking.
I'm Susio, and I'm really smart. And...
You know, it's like she's reading my mind.
I don't know. She's
Anyway.
a lot smarter than I
Is there anything else we want to talk about?
I'm keeping the bike. It's mine now.
Are there two?
Just as long as we're clear, one of them is mine.
Okay. Do I still get to ride in the pod?
Probably? I don't know.
Cool. I don't really have any ideas for myself. Maybe I'll become a famous artist, and then I'll earn money that way. Yeah.
Sounds like a foolproof plan.
Yeah, I wish it was.
What are they gonna do? Magically generate art?
That would be.
That'd be ridiculous.
How does anyone do that? Though I guess, a minor illusion probably does that, actually.
Can't keep it.
Yeah, that's true. You can't keep it for more than like a couple minutes. I
Yeah,
guess.
can you imagine buying art that's actually not real?
Yeah. No, I can't. I can't do that. What if I like made like art and then I was like, oh yeah, you only get to own like the signature, and then they're like, well, what does that mean? And I'm like, oh, the signature's like a house over like some empty houses over in Sovereign Hill. I think that would go over pretty well.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I think we're, does anyone else have anything they want to talk about?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. So who's getting that second bike? Bill, are you gonna take the second bike? You learn to drive?
I lost mine.
Well, we
So
have 2.
I mean, we
So
do
like
have
a
two,
le-
but it feels wrong to take one when I
You
lost one.
lost one? Alright.
You said, do you want the bike?
I mean, I can store it. Probably won't
I-
be using it too much.
Don't.
I don't know how to write anything, and that looks really complicated, and I'd probably destroy it. So
If no one else
If
will
you
Use
use
a
take
the
it,
sidecar
there.
to transport items.
if no one else will take it, I will. But
How many books do you think I could fit in the sidecar?
well,
Probably a lot.
you could.
Oh my
I think
God.
You
I
need-
think you could fit like
The sidecar's mine.
you need to worry about
70 books
the whole
at
thing.
least.
the cycle.
Think of the
Wait.
advertisement
I had to-
for your
I had to
magic
think
shop.
of the
You just
sidecar.
roll around Mevon with a motorcycle.
Right, I could just have it painted on the side. Hire a local artist to
You could
put some
have
advertising on the side of it.
I really
you
have to
could have
travel.
like this cool banner on the back for your store. You could that could fly when you ride on it kind of fast, and people already will probably want to go to your store anyway because there's like barely even any magic items there that they can do your laundry or whatever. But like imagine.
I mean, I've done a lot of imagining.
Oh well, I mean the banner anyway, but I guess that's if you want to put it on the back of your bike. Well, I think wherever you put your store, it's gonna be really good.
Thanks, well, we'll see.
I mean, you are the best wizard, right?
Oh, no, I don't think that's true.
A good wizard?
Fledgling wizard? That's probably where I'd learn.
No, the right word is aspiring great wizard.
I mean, it's 2 words, but I'll take it.
Oh yeah, no, that was yeah.
I'm going to bed.
Good night.
Good night.
Yep.
I'm gonna see if Dorther's making more of those frogs.
Yeah, in the morning I'm actually gonna talk to Dorthra.
Okay.
Yeah, get back there.
Get back there, you piece of shit!
Hey Dorthra.
Hi.
When we get to Mevon, we're gonna stay there for a bit, but actually, there's another place that I think I want to take you, and I want you to get your input on it.
Neat. Where are we going?
It doesn't really have like a name that I know of. I think it's just called the Refuge. But
Oh,
it's kind of a secret place, so you can't talk about it.
Ooh, that might be a problem, but still, I'll do my best.
Yeah. But it's safe, and I'm gonna see if I can get you and me in there. So, it might be some place you can learn magic too. I don't really know too much about.
Oh yeah,
have
if they
some-
have good secret magical information, that'll really help with me building my device.
What device are you building?
Oh, the thing that's gonna be able to track down where Arask went.
Yeah, that'll be helpful. Like, you can just build something you can build like trackers and stuff.
I think so. It's sort of like a magical thing, but because I am connected to him, biology and all that, I think I can track myself, and then I just need to adjust it very slightly to find a derivative. Something that's similar to me, but not quite, and gone to places that I haven't. And I think that can give us clues as to where he's gone.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. Like, you know more about magic than me, obviously. If there were some magical artifacts, they were kind of similar, like maybe in how they were made. If you could, like, find one of them, could you make a device that could find the others?
Well, yeah, probably. If they were
Okay.
linked to each other.
Yeah, because one of my friends is interested in looking into finding some artifacts that I think all have layers. This might have like a similar origin because they're kind of like a set.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can help with that. I think,
All
so
right.
long as they are linked.
All right. Well, I'll talk to Bo about that before and then later, and see if that might be help him out at some point. Like, how long do you think something like that would take to make?
It depends on my access to resources and information. No fewer than a few months though.
Okay. That might be helpful. But yeah, we're gonna go and we're gonna try and find Orask, and the other guys are gonna go do their own thing for a while. They got some stuff, business they gotta take care of, but I'm gonna be hanging out with you, okay?
Okay.
Alright, good, good. And I will go ahead and go see Bo after that.
Yep.
Hey, Bo.
Yes.
I might, Dorthra might be able to help you find those artifacts you've been looking for.
How so?
Yep, the corals. Well, I asked her if she could make a device that could track down the a magical item if it had a similar like field to another magical item. So if that set like is like related to each other, and we can scan the ring that we found or whatever, like get the ring that we found and let Dorothy look at it for a little bit, maybe we can find the other ones.
They made us swear magically not to even talk about the ring for 2 years. You think they'll let us see it again?
Well, if you were the one who wanted to talk to them about stuff, I'm just saying, like when you get big and high and mighty, and you do finally talk to them, I'm just spitballing ideas here.
Oh, fair enough.
It seemed like the
Could
best
she-
way to like find these other artifacts if you were really looking to find these other artifacts.
Well, I would then have to talk to House Kilvis to find the artifacts because I would need to get to the ring. But how fast can she make this?
He said at least a couple months.
Couple months. Okay. Will this thing only do that? Will it only find magical artifacts?
I have no idea. I was just spitballing earlier with her today, and we just talked about it. It came up when we were talking about looking for a Rask.
It would be great, but well, a Rask. So she'll be able to use this for a Rask?
Yeah, she's hoping to make a device to find a Rask.
Okay. And that
But,
could also help me find the artifacts.
That might be a separate device, but it might be the same device.
That's
don't
what
know.
that's what I'm worrying about. Is that if she has to spend 4 months to just make this thing that's just for me, then she's looked. In the meanwhile, doesn't get any progress on the Arras thing, then that's what she wants. So if she's willing, sure, that'd be quite helpful. But
Right? It's just a matter of whether or not you can actually get them to let her look at the ring or whatever. But we still have. I don't know if Kilvis knows about your reputation yet or not. We should probably assume they do, but if they don't, maybe they will be more apt to let you find the other artifacts. I'm just telling you what I know, so you have the full amount of information. Like, I know this stuff's important to you, so I'm trying to help you out, okay?
No, I understand. You're right. Maybe if Kilvis does know that I'm looking for the artifacts. Yes, that's very helpful. Thank you. And tell Dortha thank you as well, please.
Why don't you tell her yourself? She wouldn't mind seeing you, I'm sure. Or not. It's fine. I'll tell her.
I don't know if it's wise, Gora. Dorth was young, and it seems that, among other things, me and Matty's death were big components of why she went to the Star.
Yeah. I gotcha.
I'm not sure if I'm going to live. And you were talking about getting into the refuge, right?
Yeah.
It might be best that, if possible, I just be someone she knew.
Okay. Alright, if that's what you want. If that's what you think is best. But, for the record, don't get killed again, please.
Well, I hope not. I have a country to save, but I won't take it easy if it
Yeah,
means that
well,
I can get there.
You got more than a country to save. And you got friends who care about you, too.
That's very sweet.
Alright, well, that's about all I got. I can't be sweet for too long. It's, I got this diabetic thing going. Can't lose a leg over this. Anyway. I'll see you later, okay?
Yes?
We're gonna go to Mivon, and we're gonna have a good time before we all go our separate ways. Yeah. Okay. And, Carl will leave.
Yay!
Yeah, like right off the ship, just dives off. Just oh, you're gone.
All right, and a couple days later, you all pull into Mivon dock. Much like the last time that you were here, it is a nice, busy, bustling city, surrounded by a whole bunch of swampland, though not terribly off-putting. Where's my nice all image?
Yeah, move on.
Yeah. Mivon.
Okay. And yeah, you all have landed. And yeah, you all are free to head your separate ways, and we'll go into the longer form unless anybody else has any last things they want to do before that.
Can I say during the travel towards the end, the last few days, that I talked with the sailors, the fishermen, and sort of told them my plight and whatnot. They obviously are spreading word, and they've been talking to people, and if we're going to build a name, then I gotta start somewhere. So, I tell them about how, Coral's a terrible person, and that Brevoy can be saved, and, I'm going to do everything my blah, 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 blah.
Try to roll me a secret diplomacy. We'll start keeping track of these.
I'm gonna eavesdrop on this and take notes.
Nice.
Secret. It's control click, right? I think it's control. No.
No, control is disadvantage.
Oh, is it?
I think so.
If you go to the dice, there's actually, since it says keep the higher or keep the lower, that you can just check off on the
Oh,
box.
yeah. I got it. No, control's it. Control's it. Yeah. That's it.
Okay, gotta record. You start spreading the information about yourself and your story and the dangers of Coral. Blah, 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 blah.
Nice.
Cool. And yeah, you all get to Mivon. Anybody got anything in particular before we go to longer term?
Well. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I kind of want to...
Where's Core going?
Yeah, that's a good question. Where the fuck am I going? I'm technically following Bo around, likely. And Bo's
Okay,
probably
so-
like, what the fuck is happening?
We're gonna go ahead and shift forward a little bit here. I'm gonna go just through each person. We're gonna ask what your character does for the first month. So for the remainder of the current month, what is your character's primary objective? Bo.
Joe, do you want to go to the forest?
I want to do research before we hit that forest. Like, I know we got money down there and everything, but forest trees don't usually come alive and murder people.
Right.
Like, I want to do at least like a month of gathering some basic knowledge of the area, and also we kind of need to find out what's happening with what happened with all the armies, like things like that, like how tumultuous or whatever is the local area before we start just diving headfirst into getting ourselves killed.
All right. So if you're gonna spend your time doing that research, go ahead and give me your choice of Arcana, Occultism, Religion, or Nature, depending on the angle of research that you're going for here. And any resources that you would look to tap to aid you in this research.
Well, hold on. Because I can't wait around a month for that. And I do want to go to the graves. But if I'm going to go to the graves, then I would just go to the graves and get out. Like, I'm not looking to stay. If I see a fucking tree move, I'm not staying. And do you want to come for that, or do you want to stay? Because I can like bring your stuff back, but Bo's probably not going to wait too long to go to the graves.
Well, Cora will definitely offer their services.
Well, actually, does Asa tell us where the graves are?
That's a good question.
Do you ask me?
Yes.
In the woods south of here.
Right.
To be honest, I was not keeping track of how far it was from... I don't think we got too far into the forest. No, I don't remember.
Oh, do you remember?
But it was
put markers
on the way to the...
Did you put markers, like grave markers? Asa, please don't tell us you just made a hole. There's something, right? A stone?
It's very possible.
The forest was on fire. And I don't really remember anything after you two died. I just sort of came back to remembering once I was leaving the feasting hall. So
No, it's fine. That's fine. That's fair. You were in a very
Possibly?
traumatic moment. Possibly. Okay. Fair. So, I mean, it's a 2-day trip to get to where we were attacked.
I'm gonna use Figment and I'm gonna show them a picture of just a copse of trees. And I'm like, it looks like this.
Thank you so much, Asa. Thank you.
It looks
Before
exactly
or
like
after the
this.
fire?
That's,
Well, before, look how everything's green.
of course, before the fire. No,
Yeah.
why would it be green
You want
after
after the fire and I just show like charcoal.
Ashes, thank you. I got that. I got the ashes. Like,
After, before.
It's going
Illuminative, right? Like, you feel like you're there. I'm really good at this illusion stuff.
wait, was there green trees where you buried us, or were there ashes? You don't
Well, I mean-
remember, do you? You know, do you remember anything after the? I get it was traumatic. That's fine. If
I mean, that's what I told you, didn't I
Right.
tell you? Just
Right.
like 5 seconds ago.
I
that
know.
I don't really remember anything after
Just my-
after the two of you died.
My body. It's fine.
yeah,
It's
the
completely fine. I understand completely. I'm sorry that we put you through that.
I mean, you didn't. The trees were the ones at fault.
Right. They are.
Yeah.
Yes.
And and we did not have any fire spells on us that day, which was, all bad.
We did. For some reason, we didn't use them.
We didn't have any fire spells. The two people with fire spells will look at it.
Oh, well, then I didn't have any fire spells. It was you fuck-offs. It's your fault you're dead. And my fault you're alive again.
I said
so you're
sorry.
welcome.
I don't think this conversation
Um,
is very healthy anymore.
Well,
Eh.
I'll go to the woods. Yeah.
I'll go into the woods.
Watch out for the trees. They attack you.
Thank you so much, Asa.
Yeah.
Your
They can summon more trees, actually.
your
so
wisdom
watch out for that.
is bountiful.
It
I
is.
don't know
You're
where I
welcome.
would have been without it.
Mhm. That's
I
why
can
I'm
find the
starting
bodies.
the information network.
What?
It's got root
You're gonna-
sense. It's the most useful cantrip in the game.
What do you? You can just find them?
You-
I was talking with her for 20 minutes, Matty.
Look, you get your entertainment where you can around
Oh,
here.
fuck me. Would you please
But-
come with me to find the bodies?
Here's the thing, though. It's not gonna be quick. Like, we're gonna have to walk around in that forest for a while.
Not a month, though, surely.
It's right, I showed you a picture, and that's how you know exactly where it is.
Hey, I remember the picture. Not a month, surely.
Look, we just need enough time to know if there's a way to get the trees not to fucking attack us. Because it'll probably take us 3 days of searching to find it.
Well, I mean, I know this probably doesn't really help that much, but I do know my way around outside. I'm sure I can help somehow in order to find some bodies that used to be yours. The only thing Asa remembers, though, is that, well, nothing.
Nothing.
Essentially, before battle and then not even after. But if there's fire, then we're probably going to be looking for some burnt areas, right?
Hard
Yep.
to say.
Yep, Core knows how to go outside. Like down.
Honestly, it was probably a magical forest, so if it's all regrown, I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, well, yeah, that's a win. But, I don't know, perhaps...
And the trees were moving, so this image is only an approximation. I don't know how many of those trees were alive and could have just walked up and moved out of the way.
Well, do you,
Cess,
do you
the
remember
answer to your
anything?
question about what does Bo do in the first month, I'm going to stumble around the woods by myself because I'm having a nosebleed.
Well, Bo's dead. Sess. Bo just dies.
Again.
He
Okay.
never comes back.
Month 1.
If it takes more than a week, I leave the fucking bodies. If I don't find grave markers in my body in a week, then I say fuck it.
What's Maddie doing for the first month?
Know what? Fuck it. Let's kill 10 guys tonight.
Actually, can you do Asa first? Because I might be supporting her slightly, trying to get like a base set up.
Alright, what's Asa doing for the first month?
I am a small business owner, which means I'm allowed a grant from the government. So I am going to establish a bookshop in Nivon, and I'm just going to start. Well, first, what I'm going to do is probably have like a cart. Start small. Don't saddle yourself with a rent you can't pay, right?
Right.
And so the first thing I'm going to do is have a cart where I'm going to be selling like little fucking trinkets that I can make. Potions, anti-venoms, anti-plagues. I'm sure they probably have cholera or something like that. I'll have shit that can get rid of that. Whatever.
Like a Market Street thing, a little
Yeah.
cart that you wheel out?
Yeah. And then I'll start promoting myself, and then I'm gonna apply for. It takes government forever to give you grants, so I'm gonna apply for the government grant to open a business, right? which I know exists in Mivon. I researched it, and then I'm gonna find the orphans that are trying to steal from me. I'll have booby trapped everything, so it like I don't know, sets them on fire or something. We'll figure it out.
Amazing.
Right.
And then the orphans that are trying to steal from me, I'm like, hey, you don't have to steal from me. I will pay you to go collect information. And then the ones that are good at it, I will pay more, and hopefully incite some sort of rivalry so that the other orphans work harder, or they just leave. And I'm like, that's fine. I only wanted the ones who are good at this, anyways. And then I'm going to start setting up my information network. I'll also talk to the merchants who come in on the boats and pay them for any rumors that they might have or any information. And then I just want to start collecting books and books of information so that I can know everything that's going on in and out of the city. And then hopefully I'll try and keep some ears open for information, for people I can sell information to or give information to. And that is, well, I mean, I feel like that's a long-term project, but that's what I'm doing the first month is
Yeah.
starting
So
all
setting
of that.
up the cart, let's just say an initial investment of 10 gold to get your starting cart going.
Let's say what?
10 gold.
10 gold as a start at getting your cart started.
Let's see
I can just
how
give you
much
the
money I
10
have.
gold.
I definitely have 10 gold. Done.
Okay.
Perfect.
Do
You
you-
get everything you needed to get started, and you're gonna go ahead and start, doing your trade here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say, roll me either diplomacy or library lore to represent your expertise and knowledge of books and whatnot, and in selling them.
Goodness. Definitely gonna roll library lore. Can I
thought so.
use? No, huh?
I thought so.
yeah. Oh, I can't use Lore Master's Etude because that's just about getting recall
Yeah, it's
knowledge.
recall knowledge.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I will do
So
that.
actually, I will say, give yourself a +1 to the check, because you, with your Lore Master's Etude, you are able to do the thing where somebody comes up and is like, oh, hey, I was always curious about this one thing, and you can use that, and you get a little bit of a reputation boost, because people are like, oh, yeah, she's really good at, remembering stuff, that type of thing. You get a reputation for being a good place to go.
Excellent. Okay, I'm gonna spend a hero point to roll this. Yeah, and then I think it didn't oh, public roll. There we go. It's a knowledge roll, so it's blind, correct?
This would be open.
Oh,
This is
okay.
just like general performance as a cart.
Okay. Excellent.
Stellar. At first you might have been initially reluctant about how well books and everything were going to sell, and maybe the first few times that you stocked the cart, you didn't quite have the right types of books, but fairly quickly you find the stuff that sells reasonably well, and most of it is either going to be, things that are related to combat, martial prowess, warfare logistics, or even in the fiction side, like heroic adventures, things like Princess Bride and whatnot. That seems to go over really well with these duelist types. And
Yeah,
your
I
card
bet.
does incredibly well by the end of the first month. Enough that you're pretty sure that you can invest what you have earned into actually getting an establishment. Kind of a lower end one, but you're pretty sure you could.
Excellent. I will do that. I know that Maddie had expressed interest in it, so I will definitely see if Maddie wants to do any sort of contributions, especially with the crafting side of things. If Maddie wants to start learning how to craft stuff, I can start teaching her so she can help me. If not, that's totally fine. But I will set up a shop with it's going to be like bodega style where there's the shop and then I live on top of the shop.
Yeah, gotcha.
And then, yeah, people can, do. Everybody's allowed in and out of the main room. Well, it has 3 rooms: bathroom, main room, and then my little sanctuary. There's not a bed in there. There's just fucking books and scribbles and shit.
You have a bed that's like a huge book, and the mattress
Like a
is
child bed.
Yeah, like the mattress is just like in like this that like you open the book and it's like a pop-up book, so it's like like oh there's your bed. Yeah,
One knows.
no. No.
Do you
That was the silence is deafening.
take the bike
I
or
love it.
can
It's
I
like-
have it?
It's Ace's version of a race car bed.
Yeah.
It's just so I can write in it when I wake up. I'm like, fuck. And I'm just already sleeping on paper and I can just write
Yeah.
it down and then go back to
Yeah.
sleep.
Exactly. Like you just like your bed is just like the restaurant table covers with like
Mhm.
newsprint on them and
Cody, what'd you ask me?
Do you take the bike or can I have it?
There's 2 bikes.
Yeah, and Maddie takes one.
Oh, it's my fucking bike.
All right.
You can rent it from me.
Rents?
oh. Look, with a crit roll of 20 for that.
Just ask for a you resurrected me one time discount.
You know what? I will
Why would that be a discount?
I will get you your
Actually,
payment when
boost it by 10%.
I will get you your payment when I find my body. How about that? There's
I mean,
200
you are
gold
going-
there. I'll get you your payment then.
are going into the woods alone without a healer again.
Yep,
So
Sure am.
I can make elixirs of life. I'll make you multiples. They're not very strong.
Yeah,
Um,
the
yeah,
2
they're
HP
not at
ones.
all.
yeah, they're dinky, but like it's either that or fucking nothing. So
I'll make a
I
big
will
chug
say,
out of them.
Bo, Cora's gonna fight you on coming with you. So
It's fine. Bo's going to the grave.
I'm gonna
that's all
make
it
you
is.
leave blood and hair with me
Okay.
for you to be able to take my bike.
Yeah, sure.
hmm,
I'll
Cool.
give you blood and hair.
Excellent.
hmm.
I'm gonna pull a little chunk out of your hair.
That's
Oh,
fucking
Lord.
weird.
I should split that up into multiple rolls. That'd make more sense. I'll
Hmm.
do it 3 different rolls.
I'd like to sidecar with you.
You leave the sidecar with me.
Yeah. It'll just slow me down.
Hmm.
And it'll make the bike more unwieldy.
Bo is doing that just so I can't ride with him.
And Asa, you make a profit of 60 gold over the month. That is stuff that goes
Nice.
beyond just expanding the business. That's just gold in
Excellent.
the pocket.
I will. I'm gonna see after a month. Do I think I have a bead on which merchants are trustworthy that I can send money with them to buy me like scrolls and stuff?
Roll me a diplomacy and a perception. Both
Oh
secret.
Christ, good. I'm really good at those. Okay, yeah.
I love that
alright.
this represents that Asa just might be so skeptical that even like the nicest person, she's like, "What's this fucker up to?"
Okay. Diplomacy is just fucking completely naked, and then perception is not great. Excellent.
Well, sure, Asa, I'll help you out. I know what the fuck your plan is, buddy. What?
I'm cutting off a finger right now.
Oh.
Chicken's up to. All right. Asa, you're slow to make friends among the other merchants, but you do get a sense of which ones are slimy and conniving and which ones are more decent and reasonable folk. You haven't made like the greatest impression with them, but they don't have any reason to hate you either. It's just,
That's good.
none of them is gonna like bend over backwards to like help you, but you have a good idea of which ones are trustworthy.
Good, good. Okay, then I will I'll give I made 60 gold. I will give each of that 60 gold. I'm going to give 20 gold to the 3 most trustworthy merchants to buy me oh god.
Scrolls?
I need an alchemist table. So I'll pay somebody to bring me that. And then the other ones, it'll be scrolls. Scrolls that I think that fighters would want. So, gosh, I don't know the spells in fucking
Shield?
Pathfinder, but
Like
but
magic
like
weapon
but
or-
like magic weapon, like heroism,
True
like
strike.
yeah, true strike, those kind of things, because those are going to be big sellers. And
Warp step.
yeah, so that kind of stuff, just so that I can have it, so that I can replicate it. I guess I also need, I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, that works for me. Let's continue on. Maddie, come back to you after Asa.
All right. So Maddie is going to help Asa with setting up the building itself. She's going to turn it into kind of a base of operations. Outside of that, though, Maddie's for the first month wants to focus on a few very important things. First, Maddie wants to learn about the fallout of the Starfall event. Maddie wants to research also the ruins of the Blighted Woods and the forest to the south.
To be clear, the ruined woods, the ruins in the woods, which ones?
The ones northeast of Refuge, in the Nara marshes.
Okay, over here. Gotcha.
Yeah, where we had the ring event. Like those ruins have been there for a while, so maybe finding out like the history of them, if possible. I figure since it brought down the Starfall, and the Starfall was linked to a Rask, maybe it'll inadvertently get me some information that I can eventually use to link back to a Rask.
What was the first thing they said? The area of that where the Starfall pull down happened, the ruins in the southern woods, and
I want to know the fallout of the Starfall event. Like, what happened after the bomb went off?
okay. Let's start with the ruins in the Blighted Woods. Go ahead and roll me an Arcana, Occultism, Nature, or Religion, depending on how you're trying to research it.
Sure thing. Alright. I've got decent Arcana, Occultism, and Society. I do not have Nature or... What's the other one? History?
Society for history.
Do I go with Occultism or do I go with Society? I'm going to go with Occultism.
Alright, you spend a decent bit of time looking into the ruins up to the north, and the most that you're able to find is that the Gnarl Marches have been a contested territory for quite a long time, enough that various different groups have tried to establish like control over the region, only to collapse inwards on themselves. Um, some of these have been associated with Brevois, some with Roslin, some with different river kingdoms that have popped up, but they all end up collapsing in one way or the other. The ruins, however, that you were looking into apparently precede most of those, but there's not much written record about where they came from originally. Just that they weren't created by any of the historically recorded uh, set up, like kingdoms in the area. It seemed to proceed and endure through them.
Okay.
Let's do the ruins to the south. This is in these woods, right?
Yep.
Perfect. Go ahead and roll me another.
I will
Your
also
choice.
do Occultism. Or would Arcana be better down here? Ruins. Let's go with Occultism.
Yay!
All right, you look up about the woods down to the south. You run into a decent bit of issues trying to find a detailed accounting. Unfortunately, this library doesn't have all that much. However, you do learn that the town of Nistra was once a close trading partner with Mivan, and the two towns work together reasonably well. However, Nistra, over the course of about a year, ended up collapsing inwards on itself, and the Mavonians don't really have much understanding as to why. Um, the few scholars that have looked into it haven't been able to find a conclusive answer. But what they did gather was the following. One second, I have this over here. People within the town began disappearing. No one was sure exactly where they went. Bodies did not show up, and nobody. And over time, sorry, hang on. Let me read this again. Make sure I'm getting this right. Okay, yes. So slowly over time, people began disappearing from the town. The oddest part about it, though, is that people in the town didn't notice. It was traders, people that would come in from Mivan down to Nistra to try to make deals, were like, oh, hey, where's such and such? And nobody in the town remembered who that person was. It was enough to put a lot of traders, on a very, very worried basis with regards to the town, and they started traveling to Nistra less and less. The few that did continue going there noticed that it led to an absurd level of collapse, to where one of the last accounts is that the town had 30 people left in it, and they all felt that the town was still fully operational, even though there was
It wasn't.
nobody maintaining anything. They didn't seem to understand that it was only 30 people left within the town.
Okay, the moment Maddie finds out about this stuff, she's gonna reach out to Bo and be like, do not go into the fucking forest. It eats memories.
Oh, Sue, do you find this information at?
Right after you leave.
Most likely.
This is turning out great.
One more detail that you find, and it's a small one, is that around this time of disappearance, there was a... How do I want to describe this? Around the times of all these disappearances occurring, the people who would come in from outside of the woods started noticing an increase in unusual monstrosities throughout the woods. The very end of the accountings, however, of like the people sharing their stories and whatnot in this little historical record that you find, is that after that last account of like 30 people who had no knowledge of what was going on about everybody else disappearing, is that traders that last trader noticed that the plants of the forest seemed to be moving on their own, as if uprooting themselves and starting to re- seem seeming to do something. They didn't attack the trader, but the forest itself was clearly rising up in some way against something. It's a lot of unusual stuff, and honestly, a lot of people have not been interested in going back to investigate and figure it out. The city is considered to be lost and incredibly dangerous to travel to.
Okay. When do I find out about this compared to when Bo decides to go in the fucking forest?
This would have been in the second to third week of research.
So Bo has already done his thing.
Yes.
Should be. We'll find out.
God damn it, I'm doing it again.
God damn it, old man!
Pretty much.
Alright. And the fallout?
All right. The last thing that you'll see is the fallout from the events. Let's see. On March 1, the first month. All right. The fallout of the event, you learn, has not really spread this way all that much. At least not yet. You're not able to get too much from travelers and whatnot. The main thing that you hear though is that New Stettvin has some pretty good incentives for merchants to bring goods to and from the city. The main thing that they are importing though are implements of war.
What about the armies that were stationed at the Starfall? They've not returned home? Were they wrecked or?
It is not clear. No one has a really good idea of what the militaries are doing at this time.
Gotcha. Okay. And then the end of the month will be helping Asa with the setting up the store and making that the base of operations.
All right, cool. Hara.
All right, the first month for Kara is going to be her trying to get see if she can get the refuge to help take Dorthra in, and find her a magic teacher there.
All right, go ahead and roll me a general diplomacy.
Yeah.
Excellent. You're able to find that the people of refuge are not particularly in the business of turning away people in need, and see that Dorthra is somebody who is in need. And yes, they are willing to tutor her the best of their ability. And yeah, over that first month, you all are able to settle in and get started.
Excellent.
And Core, what's Core up to?
Oh boy. Well, I suppose this first month here, they're gonna try and get their name out there for art-related things. They want to be useful. They want to try and figure out if there's a way to kind of help Bo in their plan to get New Steadfin out from under Coral's thumb here. So there's a couple of skills that they have. So it's either gonna be, I think they're probably. Oh God. I think Core is actually going to set up a clinic of some kind.
Okay, how does she want to start this?
Well,
Like, is
first,
she like seeding money to like get an establishment, or is she trying to do like a, hey, you just finished your duel, let me patch you up for coin?
I think at first they probably like, start offering their services for being after a fight. They would ask Asa if there's a once Asa gets her location up and running, that if there's a way to possibly maybe have an area for a clinic in it, and if not, then they're probably gonna try and maybe try a tent.
Okay, so let's go ahead and do a
Services.
medicine check to represent,
Sure.
like you getting your business out there here in this first month.
Privately?
That could be open.
Yeah.
All right,
25?
goes reasonably well. You start getting a reputation among the regular duelists, people that are getting hurt on a fairly regular basis. It's not as busy as it was during the festival time, but there's still plenty of people who need the aid.
Okay.
We will do 3 checks again.
I love it when I get a failure. These would just suck.
Well, you made a decent. You made okay money. 30, 30, 20. You make 26 gold of profit over the course of that month.
Okay.
And that is money that goes in your pocket, not into the necessities of expanding out your business.
Excellent. It's the drum. Okay. Bo's obviously
Alright.
gone off to the forest alone, so fuck that, I guess.
All right, Bo, you start heading out to the forest here at the start of the month.
Yep.
Go
Take
ahead
the
and roll me a
bike.
perception. Yeah, you bring the bike.
Public.
It's a gold day.
Public or secret?
Public. All right, you go spending a couple days looking around and doing your best, but this area up here at the north, the trees have burned down, and it seems like the ground and earth itself is scorched. Go ahead and make me another one if you're gonna push through a second week.
This is the second week.
Yeah, for the second week of the month.
Yeah, all right. I'll do a second week. I'll re-roll that.
God damn it.
You found it, you're so sure, and then you spend a whole day digging up a hole and they do not find it underneath. Fucking hell. Where the hell those bodies go?
Where are they?
And that's 2 weeks.
Yeah, that'll be at the end of 2 weeks of thorough digging. I did adjust the DCs to be easier since we're doing this over an extended period of time. You just rolled fairly low. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. I'll keep looking.
All right, go ahead. Week 3.
Oh my god.
There you
And
go.
on your third
Yeah.
week, you end up getting lucky enough to find the spot. It's kind of weird. You look at the picture, you lower it down, and it's just a scorched field. You lift the thing back up, and it looks like a nice, pretty picture. Then you lower it down, it's a scorched field. But yeah, you roughly find the spot, and you're able to start digging up the area. They're not buried too deeply underneath the ground, and when you get down there, you find your equipment. It's scattered. It's laid out as if it was on a person, but there is no flesh or bone or any signs of a physical form down there. It's just as if the items were the only thing left behind when the body left it.
And all my stuff's there.
Yep.
And Maddie's.
If you dig just next to it, yep.
Okay. Joe, you wouldn't happen to remember what you had, would you?
It's on the main page where corpses are.
Is it?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
As in, it's still in their item lists.
Yeah, if we return to the main page, it should
Oh,
be
there.
there
So,
under
like, if you
corpses.
Yeah, if you go to the corpses, yeah.
Because these are the old ones, so you can look through your bags and loot whatever was there.
This Oh, I know what's different here. I did some stuff because I didn't expect I was gonna die. So mine's different, but I looked up the video of what I had and I know what I had, so I'll add that to my sheet. But I grabbed Maddie's stuff too, and I'll go back on week fucking 4 to
Maddie is fucking irate when you get back. It's like she just finished her research. She's looking at you like, God damn it, Bo!
Oh.
You should not have gone to the forest.
Oh,
yeah.
a week passed for you to find the bodies, just so you know.
What?
To
So
Bo, it took him only about a week to find the bodies.
okay, but it's been 3 weeks. I just
It's been 3.
Objectively, yes, but Bo only thinks about a week has passed.
great. Yeah, I go back and I
And to
keep
note,
matters.
that is inclusive of the trip there, finding the bodies, and the trip back. He feels that was a week.
Yeah.
Sorry, resume with what you were doing.
Bo, you should not have gone to the forest.
Yeah. Here's your stuff.
Bo, the forest eats memories.
Oh,
I'm amazed you found anything, considering the bodies may not have even been buried. Asa may have misremembered the whole thing.
yeah. I don't know how I did it.
Well, you were there for 3 weeks.
Huh.
I was getting ready to take a trip out and meet you and find you.
I didn't think it was that long.
Yeah, forest eats memories.
Makes sense.
I'm not gonna go to that forest again.
Once a week, I would have messaged Bo to be like, "How is my bike doing? Is it all right? Are you taking care of it? You have to clean the wheels.
Clean the wheels.
If it's not back with a full tank of gas, I'll have to charge you for it.
There's no gas in this way.
Not fully cranked.
I don't care."
I don't care.
Says no. Says no.
No. That's not your bike. That's mine that I left way
Okay.
back at fucking
Okay.
the
Yeah, yours
sticky
is
crater.
fine. Books on wheels.
Oh, books on. Oh. Whew.
The ice cream
Okay.
Gus is the one that ate it.
Oh god. And Asa starts the Scholastic book program in all public schools around.
That's
Look,
altruistic.
kids,
I
it's
don't
real
do that.
simple. If you read a book and spy on your parents, you get an incentive.
Come to me and tell me all about it, okay? Thank you.
Yes, even if you don't know what's happening.
Well, at least I got back some of my stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, that sky metal we're never gonna see again.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was.
It's in your bag. I put all of it in your bag.
Oh
It's all in
shit,
there.
dude!
All of it. It's all in there.
All of it was there!
I had some country flay leaf in my bag.
Wow, I bet that's crisp.
It's in my pocket. I had to keep that.
Yeah, it's the only
Alright.
thing you took off my brownies.
We get to the end of that first month. News begins to spread that Brevoy is gearing up for all-out war. Travelers are spreading word that the borders to Brevoy are closed, that guards are hassling them to a much greater degree, all except for merchants. Merchants are being treated very well and being given a number of incentives to bring weapons of war to them, and quite a few enterprising businessmen are taking advantage of that.
Who are they going to war with?
It is unclear at this time, just that they are ramping up to it. They are building up their military. People see that they are, there's a lot more military forces moving about. And people are being conscripted.
Ooh.
Month 2. What is Asa doing? So this would be the month where at the start you get your new establishment.
Excellent. Yeah. I talk with Core about setting it up as like a healing clinic. I will let them have I'll close one day a week so that I can go to the library and do research. And that's when Core can use part of my store for their medical tint of niceness or whatever they're using it for. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
However, I will charge rent. Um,
Ah, yes.
it's part of. Listen, you wanted that summer job. It costs money. Um, so I'll charge a core a silver every time they use my establishment. But I'm just growing the network. I am trying to in the second month after I've established myself a little bit. I don't care if anybody likes me. That's not an issue for me. I just want my knowledge to be accurate and helpful, and so I can start passing it along, a little freebie every once in a while, so that people start to see me as an information broker that they can go through. And then I will start offering like to put runes on things and offering a little more advanced magical techniques to see if people like it. I'll also get in contact with House Kilvis and see if they will let me set up magical wards, because I remember when we went through their shit, they didn't have any magical traps or wards or alarms. And so I will offer to do that for free, as long as they have my name in their mouth and start spreading good stuff about me.
Gotcha. Okay, let's see. I would say at the start of the month, now that you have your establishment and your business is set, you're able to get a good bit of work done towards getting your network of spies set up in the town. And throughout the second week, you're able to start, using and operationalizing that information into something that, is trying to build up your reputation. With regards to the House Kilvis bit, though, go ahead and give me a diplomacy to convince them.
I can't convince people of stuff. I know I can't.
You can still try.
Yeah.
Roll with
Sounds like
advantage.
you're gonna have to.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Okay,
Or you need to hire a face for your business.
Ooh. Hey, I'm a good fit. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't have enough money to hire a face for my business. And the fact is, once they realize how shitty I am at it, they're gonna be able to hold it over me. And
That's fair.
the thing is that I want to have a reputation as somebody who's extremely competent, not necessarily nice or fun to work with or like friendly or any kind of social skills. But it's like, listen, she's a bitch. Don't talk to her. Just get the information. It's good. I promise.
An absolute bitch.
But yeah, absolutely. I will do this. I'll roll diplomacy. I'll use my hero point to make it at advantage. Is this public?
Yeah, it could be public.
Okay. All right. Okay. 15's not bad. I mean,
Excellent.
it does. Yeah, it's not great. But
That's perfectly reasonable. Okay, and with your convincing and talking about everything that you saw the last time you were here, you deal with Mr. Mattis yet again, and he is open to the idea. You do learn that while he's open to the idea, he's suspicious about you doing it for free. You explain that it's about publicity and all of that, and he agrees, but you're going to have to wait a little bit. He's going to want to bring in a specialist to review what you're doing,
absolutely.
to make sure that you're not layering in other types of magics.
Yeah, and I'll agree to all of that.
Perfect. And yeah, that'll start going underway. It's probably not going to happen this month, though, because he has to bring in somebody.
Absolutely. Can I also have a conversation with Bo?
Absolutely.
Probably after my talk with Mattis, I'll be like, all right, this is going to be a problem. Mo, do you have a second to talk?
Yes.
Right. So, I understand that you have goals that you're trying to accomplish, and most of them involve shit that's happening in Brevoy. I am trying to establish something where I can get information, including information out of or at least around Brevoy. And I would be more than happy to feed it to you whenever I get it and however I get it. The thing is that trying to be a representative for this sort of endeavor is beyond my capability.
You need me to be a face.
Yes, I know. The thing is, I know you won't fuck me over, which is the biggest fear that I have with everyone else. I mean, you want to have a country, that you don't need a stupid little shop in Mivon.
Of course. I see no problem with this. If nothing else, this helps me as well. I have
Good.
information now, and I can say that it's me.
Yes, and if you need to use my network, just let me know, and I can point you in the right direction of people who are skilled at acquiring information. It's going to take a little while before I actually, am cool about it, and it's really neat when I do it. Right now, it's basically a bunch of orphans who just look cute doing it.
You need me as a face, though, so do you need me around to make deals?
When I need to make deals, yes. The thing is that I know you don't want to be here. I know you don't want to stay here.
No.
So I don't want you to become integrated into... Like, I don't want you to get to know my contacts in such a way that they trust you more than me. Or they're thinking that they're always going to be dealing with you, if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course.
So, perhaps you could just act as like a social lubricant for a while, whenever you're available. And I'm going to go meet with contacts, and you can help, I don't know, ameliorate the situation so that it's not me awkwardly starting to talk facts about, physics or plants or, soil densities, and I just don't start talking about that, and they fall asleep and they hate me. But you're not... They know that you're not the one that's running it, if that makes sense.
Of course. We're
Excellent.
quote-unquote partners.
We can be partners.
Well, sure, but I'm saying that we'll act as partners to these people that can give you resources and whatnot, but it's still yours. I'm just
Right.
helping you. But
Okay.
when we go to talk with him, it's partners, and I'll just be like, oh, I'm the one that deals with people, but, I'm really just working for you.
And I can pay you.
No, I don't need money. That's very kind, but I spent 3 weeks getting 200 gold, so I have 400 gold on me now that hopefully should cover my costs while traveling. But who knows?
Hopefully.
Maybe I'll spend another 3 weeks trying to figure out where to go.
I went through an awful lot of trouble to make sure you didn't die. So perhaps you don't run off to Bravoy without letting me gather more information. I understand the situation has grown worse. It looks
Sure
as
has.
if some sort of something is imminent.
But
But
it does.
that's beyond your capabilities right now. You know that, right?
Yes, I know I can't do a goddamn thing.
That's not true. You can do something, but you can't go and take over Bravoy from Coral. We need to make it so that people know you as a person who is reliable and who takes care of others. Core has a clinic that they run once a week out of my shop. You could go there, cheer people up. That could be helpful towards your reputation. You could start participating in the fighting rings in Mivon, or I could help you set up some sort of organization to help people. Something to, because like we all sort of said a little bit flippantly earlier, you don't have anything to offer. It's not that you aren't a intelligent, charismatic person, because you are. But people need something to cling to, and usually stability, even if it's bad, is better than instability. So if you can show that you can provide that, then you can get the people on your side. That's what you have to do.
So, you're suggesting I sit around Mivon and play politician?
Oh, that sounds awful, doesn't it?
If I see where you're coming from, I do. But if I spend a month, 2 months here, and I get out of it that the public of Mivon like me because I showed up to help at the clinic, and the chums down at the fighting pits are good with me, and the people that you deal with in your information network, you know, I make good jokes to get contracts with them. It's still just a name. That means people enjoy my presence, and when I go to Kilvis to ask them to make propaganda for me and to help me collect an army, it's nothing.
Why would you go to Kilvis to make propaganda for you?
Well, because they're the head of this place, and they have people, and they hate Coral, and they can talk to other families, and they have connections. They have everything that I need to get started.
Right. Why would they offer it to you?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, part of my information network is not only that I get information, but that I can seed it. It's still small at the moment, but I can get word into ears. But I just need you to be able to back it up. Joe is dying. It's so sad.
No,
Rip.
we knew it was gonna happen. No,
Joe, no.
Joe, God.
So stay here.
Would you mind telling me what your plan is? Instead, like, what are you going to go do?
I was going to try to find the crown. I was going to go out, try to talk, make a name, I don't know, rescue a fucking town.
One of my ship merchants, he doesn't come by as often as I would like, but he does deal in specific treasure. The more difficult to locate, the better. I haven't had an occasion to use him yet, but perhaps if you give him some money, he might be able to put some feelers out to where rumors of Coral's crown may be.
Well, I did just spend 3 weeks getting gold, so I could pay him. I guess that's something.
I would like to help you in whatever it is you want to do, and I understand that you're antsy to be out actually physically doing things. Unfortunately, you are very good with words, and you're very crafty that way. And so, one of the main things you'll have to do is use that ability to further your goals.
I know. I know. And Inesa, I want to make it clear to you and to all of us, all of our friends, that I deeply appreciate the things that you all are doing to help me and to help my people. And I see what you're saying is right. And that's why I haven't done the things that I wanted to. And I'll stay here. And I will play politician. And see if that gets to a place where things are good. I just hope you all can understand that I will be destroyed and less of a person every day that more of my people die, because I couldn't do anything. It has nothing to do with any of you. I'm not angry at any of you. There's nothing that can be done to fix it. But I will continue to be a shell of a man until I can do anything to save my country. And I'm sorry if you all have to deal with that.
Oh, stop it. Nobody wants that.
Well, it's what it is.
Right. Well, I've never felt loyal to anything like that in my whole life, so it sounds extremely tedious and really annoying. But I respect that that's something that ails you. And I hope that we can find a way to accomplish your goals that doesn't end up with you dying. Because I can guarantee that the worst way to serve your country is to be dead.
Yes. Yes. I will stay. And do those things.
And go out drinking with Matty.
Sure.
I can't have you soulless at the end of this. I went through a lot of trouble to make sure you still had a soul. So you need to keep it well watered.
Right. If you would give me in contact with your treasure contact, I'd greatly appreciate it.
Well, I have access to sending once a day. On a day that the black tapestry hasn't descended upon us and wreaked havoc across the country, I will send to him and ask when he will next be in town.
Thank you.
I know I'm a bit off-putting and some people don't like me. Most people don't like me, which is fine. I don't need people to like me. But I am interested in all of you doing well, getting what you want, facilitating those goals. That's something that I would like to do.
I know you are, Isa.
Right, well, don't cry on me, okay? I can't handle any of that. It's gross.
Right.
I will awkwardly clap him on the shoulder.
Woohoo!
Just kind of recoils. He looks so depressed.
Oh my god!
It is the saddest scene. I'm going to go now.
Please, it's so awkward. I'm feeling awkward. Get out.
Oh, wonderful. I'll leave. I'm sorry for being a bother.
You're such a bother.
Bye, Bob.
All right, so what's Bo doing for the second month?
Yeah. Is Ace able to get in contact with her treasure friend?
Yeah.
Then yeah, I wanna pay him to put out feelers to find a location of Coral's Crown. How much would that cost?
I don't know how much are you incentivizing him.
Like,
Gonna affect the DC, man.
I don't know.
5 gold pieces.
I'm glad that came back.
But like I don't know what's a lot to him because he looks for fucking treasure. Like I don't know what's his going rate.
Could I be able to ascertain a good bribery? What is it, bribery? I don't know what it is.
I mean I'm paying him, but like he's
Payment
just
for
being
work.
like, how much do you want to pay me? Like
I mean, you're
probably
saying you want to pay him.
I do. I
but I'm
want him to
asking
do
how,
work.
Like, how much do you want to incentivize him?
I'm
Like,
I'm
he'll
asking
look for you,
right.
and he'll bring back information and just like gather some coin. But if you want him to like, go above and beyond, right? You're gonna want him to.
Yeah, but I
Wanna be-
think we're having.
Does he not give
I
you a
mean,
starting price? He's not like
Yeah. No. What is the going rate for information like that? Is that something I would have figured out?
It really depends on what he's able to find to bring back. But I mean, realistically, something between like, 5 and 10 gold for basic information. If you got
Okay.
something particularly juicy, maybe 20, 30 gold. And if
Right.
you like want it to be like his central focus while he's out there, you're obviously gonna want to pay him more than that. Like,
Okay.
it's
Hands
just
go.
about
Yeah.
how much do you want
Well,
this guy to
yes.
be
that's what I
focused on.
wanted. I wanted to
right.
know like a framework because like I
Right.
didn't want to,
I will
so-
tell Bo that, and then I'll say, but don't offer him too much, because then he thinks you're an idiot with gold to spare. Understand?
No, I don't. I just want to pay the man to do the fucking job.
Right.
I
So
really fucking want him to go find this.
I'm gonna say start out at 60 gold.
Is that not too little?
Usually basic information is between 5 and 10. So that is this information 6 times worth basic information? Probably. But if you start throwing 200 gold at him, then he'll think you're an idiot.
No,
and he'll be like, well, it's worth 2,000 gold.
Right. I wanted it to be his sole focus in that he uses all of his resources to it, and I was thinking 100, but is that too out there?
50.
Okay, this
Start with 60.
60.
And then if he seems really reluctant, or if he starts acting like he wants to negotiate, you can go up from there. Hard cap at 100.
Perfect. I'll offer him 60.
Okay. He is generally okay with the idea of bringing back something for 60. And he'll see what he can find.
Okay. And then I spend the rest of the month talking. I visit the clinic and try to help people, to show my face around. I go to the fighting pits, try to get chummy down there, probably participate in a few. I of course work with Asa and meet with her contacts and be the face of her organization. I'll do everything I can. I even talk with
Good enough?
anybody I can on the street. I'm just trying to get a name.
Maddie. What's Maddie doing for the second month?
So Maddie's got a few areas of research she wants to focus on. The first one we're to focus on is the transformation that her and Bo have undergone. She wants to see what she can figure out for however she can. Another thing that she wants to spend time researching this month is she wants to start putting out feelers, gathering information on anything Arask may have done in the past in the area. And that includes using like any alias that she's familiar with from having grown up around him. And I think she's going to put most of her effort into those two things this month.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a knowledge check with regards to the transformation you all have undergone.
All right. I have no idea what would be the best for that.
Nature?
I don't have nature, so that's not a good option for me. So I think I'm gonna go with occultism because it's as weird as fucking not like regular magic.
Okay.
And I will go ahead and roll with advantage by spending a hero point. Here's the second roll.
All right, you go looking up information on this. The library here isn't the best, but fortunately you learned that fortunately you were able to pick out some important bits of information. You learned that a transformation like this, or rather a regeneration like this, is usually tied to incredibly complex occult and or primal magics. Usually there has to be living plant matter. Sorry, not living plant matter. Living plant, um, such as like a treant or something equivalent to that. Um, that type of material from that type of a living creature is then fused into the
Hang
into
on,
the
hang
person.
on one second.
What
You're
up?
gonna have to start over. My voice chat keeps dropping for me. I didn't catch the beginning of this conversation.
Gotcha. Um, let's see. So you were looking up the changes for Maddie and Bo. You learned that the ritual is incredibly complex, occult, and primal magic. That it basically infuses a bit of living plant, the same type of stuff that a treant would be made out of, rather than just a standard tree, into the body of another, being, making it fill the role of organic flesh.
Okay.
You learn that this has been done in the past, usually in more malevolent terms. Often, this comes up within the context of the Fae, within powerful occult casters. That could be anything from witches, hags, warlocks, fae, um, renegade wizards. Just about anybody who uh, gets involved in the more twisted side of natural magics um, will eventually kind of head down this path, almost in the same way that necromancers usually end up going down towards lichdom a little bit, because it's a useful way of patching up wounds for people in that magical persuasion.
Okay. So, with that being the case, do I think that this is magic done by the entity that Asa was working with, or do I think it had its origins in the forest?
Without actually seeing the ritual that was done or how it was all performed, it is impossible to say.
Okay.
one way or the other, it seems that this magic that is usually used towards malevolent ends on others, and benevolent ends on somebody protecting themselves. This time it seemed to have been done differently, to aid Bo and Maddie instead of malign them in some way.
Okay.
With regards to Arask in the past, unfortunately, there is not much in books with regards to him.
What about not necessarily books, but like travelers, anyone who's been around in the area for a long time made note of a weird wizard who came through the area. Like anything that I can track down to Arask. I know what his human guys looked like, and I assume he had a name that he went with besides Arask, but
Let me see where he might have been in this area where somebody may have made note. Nah, sorry, there's nothing down that would be reasonably in Mivon.
okay. Damn.
Sorry, he's a little bit in a
Low
different
down.
spot. All right, let's wrap up month 2, and then we'll get to the end.
I didn't do anything. What the
We
fuck?
haven't. I said we're going to wrap up month 2, and that will be what we do for the day. Core, what is Core doing for the rest of this month?
Core. Yeah, let me check on my thing. Yeah, Kara's still not around, right?
Yeah, she's in
Correct, she's at
the
refuge.
refuge.
Got it. Okay. So, Core is gonna go to Asa. But, though we might be ending though, and it's a bit of an RP thing, and I don't want to keep people late, so.
Okay, we'll come back to that.
We'll
Kara.
just come back to it.
All right, Kara is going to she's going to be at the refuge with Dorthra, and she's going to try to help her build her machine to find Arask, and basically ingratiate herself inside the refuge to just basically get to know them, learn about their history and stuff, and find out more about who people they're living with.
Fantastic. Easily put. Okay, then the last thing that I will leave you with is that leading into the 3rd month, you all learn that Brevoy has expanded its territories down into the Gnarl Marches.
Uh-oh.
Bloop. There's
That's
the
a
new
heck
marker.
of a journey.
The map.
So this area here.
We're not on the map.
Oh, we're not. Well, hang on.
We're on the splash page.
Rehide this. Switch everybody over. They have claimed this territory.
Damn.
Got
They
the
claim
wide
a
woods.
large portion of the northern part of the Gnarl Marches, all the way down to the Tuskwater Lake.
Okay, maybe refuge is not a good place to be.
Additionally, it had become winter is officially here in a particularly brutal winter. I guess what I'm trying to get across. Snowfall is rather heavy at this point, leading all the way down through the Gnarl Marches and including to Mivon, though not as heavily by the time it gets down to Mivon. But yeah, it is a snow-heavy winter.
Oh, that's going to slow down expansion.
Great. Do we know what their what this expansion looked like? Like, do we know? Like, was it armies?
It
was it
militaristic
humanoids?
expansion.
Okay, so it was. Did Brevoy have a strong standing military?
They have been, yeah.
They were and last month they were drafting people.
Yeah.
Scripting people.
They were
Yeah.
Plus,
And-
they had the dragon soldiers that
Yeah.
Coral
Yeah.
brought in.
Yeah. Okay.
Seems
Well,
like Coral is starting to throw his weight around a little bit and is expanding the territory of Brevoy.
Yeah,
great.
it's actually a pretty smart move because like if he expands now with winter coming, no one's going to contest it because winter just showed up. Gives him time to solidify where he's at.
Yeah, and plus the Gnarl Marchers, who's gonna want to go into the woods to fucking fight him off? They're like, okay, you can have the woods. And then all of a sudden,
That's a
it's
lot
the
of lumber
woods on
for
the
'em.
edge of your town.
Exactly. This area was all the stolen lands, which would have been contested by Sovereign Hill, but it is not in a state to contest at this point to hold him back.
All right,
All right.
good. First 2 months, guys.
Yeah,
Great.
next week we will come back and we will resume with that. I have a whole list of stuff that will happen month after month as we continue, and at some point someone's gonna go, okay, hang on, we gotta get involved here, and that'll be
Okay.
where we
I guess
Jump
I'll have
back
my RP moment next time.
yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
All right, GG everybody.
Bye, guys.
GG. We did nothing.
We did everything.
Talk for yourself. I did a lot of stuff.
Honestly,
Also,
you
I
did.
will say-
I wish I was more productive on getting a business permit. You know.
I will say begin planning your level 7. You will, after some time, get that just from the sort of downtime that we're doing here.
Excellent.
Hooray!
You love to see it, guys.
You sure do.
All right.
All right,
All right. Have a good week,
cool.
everybody.
Have a good one, everybody.
Good night.
Bye, everyone.